This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Good morning.
Today is a very special day.
It's a very special day. Why is today a special day? Because today is
E-G-I-M, that's right.
Today is...
Thank God it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
Is that a real thing?
Is that a real thing?
Why, yes, it is.
Google it.
You can Google it. It's worth a Google.
I don't need to.
I believe you.
You know what else I just realized?
It's showtime.
From the KLAQ studios in beautiful sunny El Paso, Texas.
Does anyone copy my transmission?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show is back.
Good morning, my neighbor!
Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you. Appreciate that. Too kind. Welcome, everybody, to the show for this Monday, day before Election Day. No early voting today. Early voting wrapped up on Friday. Tomorrow is Election Day. Good morning, everybody. I got a concert trip I want to tell you about. And I want to take a look at the weather because we had, a good amount of rain over the weekend. First, let me say hello to filling in for Joanna Barba today. She'll be back tomorrow. Is Alberto.
Good morning, Buzz.
The one and only Alberto VO5. Did you enjoy the sports weekend?
Great weekend. It was my birthday weekend. Had a great weekend.
Saturday was your birthday, right?
Yeah, Steve let it out. He let it out on the sports talk. I was able to keep it off of here. But, yeah, it was a great time.
Cowboys lost yesterday against the Atlanta Falcons, and, they made a few moves, but it didn't really seem like they were ever really in it against the Falcons.
They're done. They're cooked.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're going to continue to carry the rest of the game, so I hope they do better. Let's get a look at El Paso weather and the golfers forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online now at painteddunes.com. After a weekend with some rainfall, some nighttime rained a lot in the afternoon yesterday. Today is going to be much cooler. All right, you ready? The overnight low is somewhere around 47, 48, okay? The daytime high today is going to be 62, so not much difference. Also, look for some pretty high winds, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds in your Monday forecast. For several reasons, the wind, it's still a little damp outside. I give this a C- for golf today, but we're going to turn around here the rest of the week. We're still going to see those highs in the 60s tomorrow, 66 for the high temperature. But the sun will be out. Winds won't be as heavy. In fact, calm with 66 for a high tomorrow. I'll give that an A. For Wednesday, mostly sunny. 73 for the high temperature. Wednesday will mostly be without rain, but later in the evening as it gets close to midnight on Wednesday, we're going to see a chance of overnight rain. That's going to take our highs for Thursday and Friday into the 50s. So high temperatures only in the 50s by the end of this week. The weekend looks relatively clear. So after today, some high winds. We got a little chance of rain midweek. The weekend's going to shape up nice, though. This is the golfer's forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times online at painteddunes.com. And get ready for some fun at the annual Turkey Shoot Tournament on November 23rd at Painted Dunes. Entry fee $90, two-person teams, 666 format. And there's also going to be a turkey giveaway. Secure your chance to play in a great day. You get the golf cart, the greens fees, food and drink. You can enter at painteddunes.com or call the Pro Shop for more details about the November 23rd Turkey Shoot Tournament. Call the Pro Shop at 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Nico.
Buzzley, what up?
Nico called me Friday, and he called me again Saturday.
Yeah, you're so
trying to
lame.
convince me to drive to Midland, Texas.
Yeah, we should have just gone to go see Willie.
300 miles. He's like, it's only 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours if you drive 150 miles an hour.
All right, what? So like 2.5 hours, 3?
No, sir. It's like 5 hours.
That's easy. We could have done that. You love driving, don't you?
You have a
Say
nice
so.
car. You have a
If
nice
I got
car.
someplace I got to go.
I know,
Willie was performing in Midland?
Yeah. And he was like, come on out, guys. It'll be a good night. We'll just hang out.
No, I wasn't up for that.
But see, I did it for a
lot of
specific
football.
reason. You've been cooped up in your house a lot.
Really,
Yeah.
really like shut in, like somebody needs to reach out to
Just
me.
look at what you're wearing. That's
yeah.
that's the sweater of a shut-in. That's what is that? Like a cardigan? Like a?
I like this sweater.
Intern Alberto sincerely complimented
I did.
me.
I
on
was
my
He's in the
sweater.
kiss-ass phase of his relationship with you.
I
He's
think
not going to say anything that would disturb you whatsoever.
I think it looks like this cool, like fisherman / military.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I was like, that's a cool sweater.
I look like the captain on the Gorton's fish sticks.
/ somebody who never leaves their house. Those are the two things.
Hey, man, I'm perfectly happy, and I did go out after all.
Where'd
I
you
went
go?
out on Saturday.
Where'd you go? Huh?
I went to dinner at a really great
Who'd
restaurant.
you go to dinner with?
I don't have to tell you
Where'd you go?
who's
Huh?
and where for.
Why not?
Because it's none of your business. What did you do?
Your bees nods.
I did nothing.
Alberto, what'd you do on Saturday for your birthday? Did you go and like tear it up?
No,
Yeah.
no. It was a long day, so worked the overnight before, and then UTEP plays. So we were out at the district beforehand. I didn't see Steven Puga, who I usually see at the district. So, and then right after UTEP game, I'm getting out like at 7 after minor talk, and then I just had.
UTEP lost, by the way, guys.
Yes, they lost. They did lose
To Middle Tennessee.
on my birthday. It was a great gift, and then they and then I
Not
just thought-
higher Tennessee, not lower Tennessee.
middle of that.
Mid Tennessee is who beat us.
Yep. It was extremely disappointing. They lost at the very end too. It's the worst type of loss. And then after that, just went to go eat with my family.
Oh,
And
okay.
just wrapped it up here. Yeah.
So no
nothing crazy.
no
nothing
revelry
crazy.
or debauchery.
No debauchery.
Welcome everybody to the show. I mentioned a contest that we have going up, and you could win it. Motley Crue in Vegas during their upcoming residency. If you're the winner of this contest, the concert is April 4th at Park MGM. Here's what the prize entails. You get tickets to the Motley Crue show, airfare for 2, hotel, the 35th anniversary Dr. Feelgood box set. Oh, that hurt. I remember when that album came out. And $500 spending cash could also be yours. It's a code word contest, so the way we're doing it is listen for code words on the air. Once you get the code words, enter them on the KLAQ mobile app. Code words are going to be every weekday here for a few weeks, Monday through Friday, and there's going to be 4 of them at approximately 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and once during Loudwire nights around, 8 p.m. Win Motley Crue in Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation and Big Machine Label Group and 95.5 KLAQ. So be listening for your chance to win. First code word is coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, right after the morning show is over. Quincy Jones, one of the most formidable forces in modern popular music. Really, you can't limit the impact that this man had on the music business on so many different levels. When he first started out, he met Ray Charles when he was 14 years old. He played with Count Basie. He was a arranger and conductor for
Count Basie?
Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald. He worked with all of these folks early on. A lot of the music that you know, but you don't know where you know it from, was composed by Quincy Jones. And then, I don't know if you guys watched the Netflix thing about We Are the World. No? Neither have I.
I think, yeah.
We are the world.
We are the children. But in that, it shows how Quincy Jones was kind of the adult among 50 of the world's biggest music stars. People like Michael Jackson and Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan. And Quincy Jones was the guy running that room. Check out that one if you want to see a good documentary on Netflix about We Are the World. Anyway, we'll have tribute coming up here in just a few moments for the late Quincy Jones. He was 91. Oh. And Today in Sound Clips also on the way in just a few minutes.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 4th.
Today is National Easy Bake Oven Day to celebrate the toy oven that was the worst toy ever.
Ooh.
And the worst oven ever. It's also National Candy Day 4 days after Halloween. And it's Use Your Common Sense Day.
Sounds easy enough.
It's also the birthday of Mr. Common Sense, Will Rogers. Happy November 4th.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. Oh,
247-85-6247. That's 800-385-6247.
Local and loco.
Don't you know I'm loco?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
The Cowboys lost yesterday.
No. No.
The Miners lost on Saturday. We have some concerts coming up, though.
Nice. That'll make up for it, right?
Yeah. Some of these are getting into 2025 here already.
Oh, well, we're only 2 months away.
Killswitch Engage is going to be performing at the Don Haskins Center March 11. Big lineup. They've got Fit for a King and Frozen Soul opening. Again, that's Don Haskins Center March 11th. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. And for all of these concerts, listen for tickets. Also check out our website and our mobile app for ticket giveaways. February is going to have a couple of concerts. Los Lonely Boys at Abraham Chavez Theater. Those boys have been lonely for so long.
They've never gotten unlonely.
Yeah, just lonely. That is Sunday, February the 8th at Abraham Chavez Theater. Tickets through Ticketmaster. And Gary Clark Jr. is going to be performing at the Abraham Chavez Theater February 24th. Those tickets on sale now through livenation.com. Keep listening for new concert announcements, ticket giveaways. You never know when we're going to have something special for any of these concerts, so just keep listening to KLAQ. Check out our website, KLAQ.com, and the mobile app. Don't forget the mobile app. Sometimes we do ticket giveaways and contests that are exclusive to the mobile app. Yeah. All right, we're ready to get things started with Today in Sound Clips. So let's get into it.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
Music legend Quincy Jones died. It was announced last night. He died in his home in Bel Air, surrounded by family. Quincy Jones was 91 and worked with greats like Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, and also produced We Are the World. Here's Oprah Winfrey inducting Quincy Jones into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013.
He's collaborated with practically every musical giant you can think of in pretty much every genre of music there is. And he has more Grammy nominations than anybody who has ever lived. That would be 79.
It's now in the 80s, so that was in 2013 when he was inducted. He's got more Grammy nominations than that.
He got more since then?
Since 2013, yeah.
Nominations and 27 Grammys!
I didn't want to get into the Hall of Fame too early. So we waited a while. I only hope that one day America will recognize what the rest of the world already has known. That our indigenous music, gospel, blues, jazz, and R&B is the heart and soul of all popular music and that we cannot afford to let its legacy slip into obscurity. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You know who his daughter is?
No.
Well, he's got a few kids.
Vivica A. Jones?
No. Rashida Jones from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love Rashida Jones.
What did she play? What was her character's name?
Anne?
Anne. The lovely Anne.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot of other roles, too. She's cool.
Well,
yeah, she was in The Office.
Yeah.
She was?
Yeah, she was
Rashida
Karen
Jones was on The
Filippelli.
Office.
She started the second season. or
She's
third
Karen Filippelli.
That seems like crossing the stream somehow.
Oh,
It's a direct ripoff. It's a ripoff of
Parks and Recreation?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Shut your
They're both-
stinking talk holes, both of you.
They're both good. I enjoy them both. Oh, she was also in Inside Out. Wow. The 2015 one. I didn't know that.
Here is Quincy Jones. One major accomplishment in his career was working with Frank Sinatra. In fact, if you look on the front cover of Sinatra's 1966 album, Sinatra at the Sands, there's a huge mention that the music was arranged and conducted by Quincy Jones.
Oh,
and
no way.
You're right. And this is just like a historic Sinatra album. Here's Frank introducing him to the audience, and then Quincy sharing his memories of Frank Sinatra back in those days.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please help me reward a very talented young man who is one of the bright stars in the composing business and orchestrating business today, Mr. Quincy Jones.
Frank Sinatra used to tell us every night when we worked in Vegas with him and Basie, Q, live every day like it's your last, and one day you'll be right.
Yeah, so he worked in Count Basie's orchestra with Frank Sinatra, and really Michael Jackson's career, I don't think would have been the same without Quincy Jones' influence. Quincy Jones wrote and orchestrated a lot of instrumental music. Now, you're going to recognize some of this. You may not know what it's from, but you're going to recognize a lot of these instrumentals.
Nice.
You know that one?
Yeah, Good Times.
No, it's not. Try again.
It's not Good Times?
No.
Oh, Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son. Come on, you big dummy. Fred Sanford. Okay. All right. How about this one?
Wow.
I'd be shocked if you guys knew this one, but it was a show.
$1 Million Man?
No, it sounds kind of like it, but it was a show on in the 70s called Ironside. All right, there's one more coming up that you're going to recognize.
Quincy Jones did that?
What is it?
Austin Powers?
It's a Quincy Jones song from the 60s called Soul Bossa Nova.
Oh, they just adapted that for the movie?
They just used an older song for the Austin Powers movie. Groovy, baby. So let's hear it for Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones said that he had to convince Michael Jackson to sing on We Are the World. You can't imagine, that gathering of music superstars of the 80s without Michael Jackson there. Here is Quincy talking about convincing Michael Jackson to sing his mind. Sing on We Are the World. Okay.
Michael didn't want to sing or be on the video. He thought it was overexposure at first. I talked Michael into being on the date, That would have been one of the biggest mistakes in his career if he hadn't showed up.
We are the world.
But he was there, man.
We are the children.
He was more than there.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. How does it sound?
Sounds great, man.
How'd it sound?
Great, Mike.
How'd it sound? Yeah, was that good?
Yeah, the election is tomorrow, and neither candidate is slowing down at a rally. Okay, so listen, I just have to prepare you for this. Donald Trump said he wouldn't mind if members of the press got shot. Here he is talking about.
He said that?
He said that anybody who tries to shoot him would have to shoot through the press, and he would be cool with that.
To get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much.
What a dick.
Yeah, and then he went on a little bit more. This is Trump simulating, first of all, an HJ with a microphone.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
And
he
then
did. I
he
thought those
begins-
were made up headlines when I saw these.
I know. If you don't watch the news, you think, oh, this is just something from The Onion or something.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump spent a good portion of his time kind of masturbating the microphone, and then he simulates oral sex on the microphone. Watch for yourself.
What the hell?
Give it to him. Give it to him.
The reason you can't hear him is he's complaining about the microphone.
Position, yeah.
And he's holding the microphone over here, so you can't really hear what he's saying, but he, gives it old rub and tug.
Why?
And then he starts going up and down,
Ugh. But people are still like, but his policies.
Yeah, but I like a lot of the other stuff he
I like
says.
his policies.
The microphone fellacio's not one of them, but there are other things. Like he hates foreigners.
So he jacks off a microphone every once in a while. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Can you argue with the policies?
Yeah, but that other lady has a weird laugh.
Yeah, she has a weird
So they're
laugh.
both weirdos. Vice President Kamala Harris told NBC News that she supports a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of the Israeli hostages.
We need to end the war, and we need to get the hostages out. And as president of the United States, I will do everything in my power to achieve that end and a two-state solution.
Still on the campaign trail here, Kamala Harris praised young people she's seen out campaigning.
I see an incredible number of our young people, our young leaders. Oh, it would inspire you to see how they are organizing for change.
And we're going to go back to the Republican candidate. Over the weekend, Donald Trump said this election is for the future of America.
So we got to get our country straightened out or we're not going to have a country. All right? That's all. And you have a chance in 2 days. And if you don't vote, you're stupid. You're stupid.
All right. So calling people stupid. Let's see that microphone, BJ, again, okay? Look, here he goes.
Got it on the big screen.
Yeah, there he goes.
Giving it the business.
What are you doing? Have you done that before? Good Lord. Okay.
But his policies,
I do like that 200% across the board tariff on all imported goods. Said nobody who knows anything about economics. A story out of Oklahoma. For some reason, you seem to like these a lot.
I do. I love Oklahoma stories because, one, they always are weird. It's always something to do with,
they're not Florida weird, though. There's hardly ever an alligator involved.
Well, true. That's true. But what about the, dead people in that one house?
Yeah. It was a grisly crime scene.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, a town called Geary, which I'm familiar with, the entire police force and half of the town council resigned en masse.
Okay.
It's not every day a town sees its entire police force quit. That is exactly what happened in Geary, Oklahoma. Former police chief Alicia Ford wrote on social media that the decision was difficult and encouraged residents of the town of, get this, almost 1,000 to become acquainted with the city council.
So why did they quit?
She says to take it up with city council, which might be hard because 2 city council members also announced their resignations. There were only 4 people on the council.
But we don't know why they quit.
No, don't know what caused them all. But in a town of 1,000, how many cops do you think there are? Like Andy and Barney pretty much get it done. Deputize Gomer if you need to. Floyd the barber if you're in a real pinch.
The entire police department
police
quit. You mean
both?
Jim?
It was the other night at I was given the information that, hey, we may have a problem with the police department. We're going to need somebody to step up. Is it a possibility for you? I was hesitant at first, but I'm like, hey, I'll help out best I can.
That's the new interim police chief of Gary, Oklahoma, J.J. Stitt, saying that it wasn't an automatic yes when they asked him to kindly take things over. Let's see. What are you guys interested in hearing? You want me to do sports or you want some offbeat stories?
The offbeat stuff.
All right.
The offbeat stuff.
Have you heard about the orphaned squirrel that was extremely popular on social media?
Oh, I have heard
that
this
was euthanized.
Yep.
By the DEC. What is the DEC?
I don't know, but they killed his little squirrel friend, amigo.
The Department of
Environmental
Critters, probably. I think that's probably it. If you don't know, Peanut the squirrel and Fred, the rescued raccoon, are popular on social media. A guy named Mark Longo of New York is their owner, and his pet squirrel and raccoon were taken by DEC officers, Department of Ethical Catching of Animals. Well, they were taken by DEC officers and euthanized to be tested for rabies after someone was reportedly bitten by the squirrel.
It's the Department of Environmental Conservation.
Okay. Well, here is the owner of Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, and his reaction after his animals were seized.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. You need that many officers to show up to my house to literally pull my closets apart. We were ready to comply. We were ready to get the paperwork. We were in the process of doing that. We needed a little bit of guidance from the DEC.
To take Peanut away from my family is not only, heart-wrenching, but then you take it away from the organization that solely gets its funding from social media that requires Peanut to get that funding.
All right, got lost there a little bit. What was special about Peanut?
He's just a chill little squirrel that was domesticated.
Like he wouldn't run away and stuff?
I guess not. And he would make him do little tricks and they would be hanging out and he would pet him on the little head. And it was like a pet.
I don't think you can have squirrels or raccoons as pets in New York. I think that was the big issue.
Well, I thought
they can carry rabies. Oh, they can carry rabies, and
humans can carry rabies.
Let's check if this little squirrel had his rabies check, his rabies things.
No, he didn't have. He didn't.
Oh, darn.
Also, rabies. There is no test for rabies. There's no blood test for it. So the only way to diagnose rabies.
Wait till you're foaming at the mouth.
Cut open the brain.
Well, guess what? He didn't have rabies.
I think they didn't.
Here's your squirrel back. Yeah.
No.
On the campaign trail, the passing of Peanut the squirrel did not go unmentioned by the Trump campaign.
You see? Peanut.
If I'm in office.
No, I've got actual audio. J.D. Vance made some fired up comments about the death of Peanut
These
the
Haitians
squirrel.
could have eaten him.
He said that former President Trump likewise is fired up about this. This was at a campaign rally in North Carolina.
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel? Yeah. He's a genius, or he was.
I didn't know that one.
What do you mean he bought a social media platform and devalued it by half within 1 year?
With gore videos and hate speech? No, yeah. The little squirrel was a chill squirrel. I don't know if he was a genius, but he was definitely really cute.
Could he do a trick? Could he?
He would hold up this little sign. I've seen him do that.
He held up a little sign.
Okay. I think that's more than enough to... He was domesticated. Look at him.
He's wearing a little cowboy hat.
Is that enough? That right there deserves to be alive and... Oh, my goodness.
They murdered him.
In cold blood. I can't believe it. Sorry.
Yes.
Sometimes I get worked up about things like that.
And a Florida surfer was bitten by a shark at the exact same beach where he was bitten by a shark 11 years ago.
Is it his pet shark? Did the Department of Environmental Conservation come and take his shark?
No, there's no evidence that this was the same shark, but there's no evidence that it wasn't. Here is Florida surfer Cole Tashman talking about his injuries and saying that he's never going to swim at that beach again.
I got a little look at it when I got close to the shore,
and I saw kind of the damage, and I was like, okay, my toes are there. That was like all I really cared about. I can definitely tell you that I'm not going to be surfing out in Bathtub Beach again. Just pretty much all my buddies have been bit.
Wait a minute. It's just common for your buddies to get bit? I thought shark bites were extremely, extremely rare. No?
Yeah, you're right.
They should be. So why are all your friends getting bit? And why are you going back to that one?
I mean, maybe it's like tiny sharks. Maybe it's like the ones that don't like bite you that bad.
But when is the big shark going to show up? And it's over.
Maybe it's like baby sharks. Maybe.
Don't
baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark.
So my mom,
baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark.
My
Papa
listen, shut up, shut up right now. My mom keeps a 3-year-old kid during the day because his parents work. It's her pastor's 3-year-old.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
So she kept him a couple of days when I was there. So I learned not only about baby shark and mama shark,
Papa shark.
Did you know that there's like a spin-off show that's about a human baby and it's called Coco Melon?
Oh, yeah.
What's that about? A human baby?
Coco Melon's
Coco Melon has different...
It's like visual stimulation
adventures. I don't know, like trying to eat a cookie before bedtime when they're... I don't know. It's for toddlers.
And then it goes...
It's for kids still in diapers.
So you watch it when you go to the
a lot of it. Oh, a whole bunch. All right, we're going to... let's see. I think that's just about going to do it. I got a couple other sound clips. Oh, word of the year is brat. According to Collins.
Yeah, it's brat summer.
Not Coolio.
It's so brat.
Give me your definition of brat.
Brat's just being like yourself and like living it up and doing what you want. Going where you want, partying like you want. That's being brat.
I don't know.
Alberto, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I don't even know what that was. I don't want to know what brat is.
They define brat.
Keep me out of this one.
As characterized by a confident, independent, and hedonistic attitude.
Yeah.
What's hedonistic?
And like to party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here are people on the street explaining what the word of the year, brat, is all about.
Being hot, sexy, and having fun. Partying. Clubs.
It's just like being feral, being yourself.
Dirty, grimy.
Whenever you're trying to do something and you think you have like second thoughts about it, just like don't have second thoughts and just do it.
Take a breath, be present, ask yourself what you want to do, and then do whatever it is that the first thing that comes up.
Just be hot, sexy, and be yourself.
I want to hang out
I
with
tuned
the
out
dirty,
like after
grimy girl.
3 seconds, honestly.
Why?
I want the dirty, grimy girl.
Yeah.
That's the one I want to hang out with.
All right, there's today in sound clips. We're going to take a break. We have a whole lot more, including the Mo Show calendar on the way. Today's National Candy Day.
Oh, I have so many statistics about candy right now, and I have an interesting history of Henri Nestle.
I literally can't wait.
Awesome.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with more of Nico's nonsense coming up right after this.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
There's more to love for all the deals, all the feels, all the gifts to go around. JCPenney, make it count.
Broadcasting from El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Cowboys up, man.
Pinche Cowboys.
The only one taking my lantern was me. Me was scored to the very end. To the very end, for what? Nothing. And then Buzz had no faith, no in the Cowboys. Gee, wow. I said, come on, Buzz. Come on, trying to give him a boo. Come on, Nico. Boo. Boo. Have his faith. Gee, wow. I don't know. I have faith. I know we can do it with the Cowboys. I know we can do it, man. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer, but we can do it. We can do it, man. I still have faith.
Cowboy guy.
Sorry, Cowboy guy.
I guess
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Like if you want to be an extreme optimist, you can say technically we could still make it somehow into the playoffs, but those chances are evaporating rather quickly.
My dad and my whole family, we're from here. Of course, we're Cowboys fans. Like they are. Like I'm by tradition, by osmosis, a Cowboys fan.
Really?
But
I'm surprised you guys don't watch polo or something.
Shut the hell up.
Got him.
You're the rich millionaire on the West Side, so I don't know why people aren't talking about you being a snob rich person.
I didn't have escargot for Christmas. It's a family tradition.
Yeah, but
we had beans.
You have a mansion. You have a mansion.
I don't have I wouldn't call it a mansion.
It's a mansion.
It's got a lot of rooms.
I want to talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Who's this?
I don't know. I was trying to play this other call.
How about them? Wow, wow. Here we go, Cowboy fans. Here we go. Super Bowl. Toilet Bowl.
Super Bowl.
The Cowboys are freaking trash. I'm a Cowboys fan. A realistic Cowboys fan.
That's right.
Not a delusional Cowboys fan.
That's right. We got to be realistic.
But this team is garbage.
I'm a Cowboy
and for
fan.
the next couple of years, Cowboys fans, you're going to see the same product. Have a good one.
What a fan.
We got to stay realistic, though. Can't be delusional.
You ready to do the Hollywood cheese maze since Joanna's not here?
Yeah. Do you want candy facts first, though?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Candy.
Why don't you?
Today is National
there you go.
Candy Day. You want me to give you a little bit of music for National Candy Day? All right.
Who can take a sunrise?
Who can make the sunrise? Sprinkle it with dew. Sprinkle it with dew. And pop a lid with dew. The Candyman can.
Okay. So I have a couple of facts about candy, and I think you'll find them pretty interesting. All right. Number one. Did you know that of all the candy brand manufacturers, that 65% of them were introduced over 50 years ago? That there has not really been new candy brands?
Yes, there has. Reese's Pieces. That's a new brand.
That might have been.
That might be close to 50. It's not 50 years old, though, because they wanted to use M&Ms in this little movie called E.T., and they went to M&M Mars. And they said, nah, get away. We don't want any part of your stupid little movie. Nobody's going to watch it anyway. So they went to another company and had them make Reese's Pieces, which I don't think had existed. Like, they didn't have a product. They made Reese's Pieces
the movie.
Just for that plot point of leaving a trail for the alien.
Wow.
Yeah. So it turns out I got candy facts, too.
25 pounds. That's the amount of candy eaten by every person in the United States every year. 25 pounds of candy.
Wow. Nah, I don't eat that. There's no way I eat that.
This is on average. This is on average. Number 3.
Would you count a cookie as candy?
Sure.
A pie?
A cookie is
No.
a candy? Cookie is not a candy.
Well, if you got it in like the little Oreo pack in the, I don't know.
Maybe.
I wonder what they're counting as candy.
That's a loose
A pie's
definition
not
of
candy, no.
How about a piece of gum?
Yes.
Like Wrigley's Spearmint. Is that candy?
I don't know what Wrigley's Spearmint. Oh, wait, the green one?
No,
The
you
most
have to
common.
eat it.
No, it comes in a white thing.
Then I don't know.
It has to be something you swallow.
Yeah, it has to be something you're used to that. Number 4, 36 million. That's the number of heart-shaped boxes of chocolate that are sold on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Now, you told me the history of the heart shape that we have. I always thought it was for a woman's buttocks.
No, apparently there was an aphrodisiac that they used so much, and you caught me on the spot, so I can't tell you the name of it, that it went extinct like in Roman times.
Yeah, there was an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, and it was a plant that grew abundantly, and apparently it must have worked really good because it
it's
went
extinct.
extinct. But its bulb kind of looked like what the heart
that we think of now.
Like a Valentine.
A Valentine heart, right.
Yeah.
All right, this is my favorite fact of all.
Cough.
Excuse me.
I get that one.
In 1875, that was the year Daniel Peter and Henry Nestle created milk chocolate.
What year?
1875. Now, this is really interesting. I went even into the history of this beyond the fact sheet that I have.
Why is it Candy Day and Halloween was on Thursday?
The what?
Why is it Candy Day today, but Halloween was last week?
Maybe,
you know what? Maybe they didn't start celebrating Halloween with candy and stuff in the 1800s.
Or maybe Halloween, November 4th is National Candy Day or something.
What do you think they had for candy back in the 1800s?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. So what was really interesting...
There's a piece of rawhide leather. Chew on this, kids.
No. It was like fruits and jams and stuff. They would put them together.
Sugar plums?
Sugar plums, things like that. But the milk chocolate had never been created before. And the reason it was so hard was because when you put milk into the chocolate, the milk, if it had water still, it would create mold in the chocolate and it wouldn't come out very good. Until Henry Nestle, he was a budding infant formula creator and salesman. He had figured out how to dehydrate milk. And that's the process.
They put powdered milk in chocolate?
Into chocolate.
To make milk chocolate.
To make milk chocolate.
And they didn't do that until, what,
1875 when they got together. Yeah. And Daniel Peter had been working on his chocolate formula for 15 years, experimenting and tinkering with how to finally get the right.
I thought you said his name was Nestle.
Well, Daniel Peter and Henry, did you not listen at all?
I was trying to follow it. There were a lot of names there I wasn't familiar with.
Hard names, too.
Henry Nestle, the Nestle?
Yeah.
Is that really that hard to follow? Also, Nestle has become the largest food company in the entire world right now.
Yeah, because they bought up everything else, huh? They're like a huge conglomerate of everything.
Yep. Anyways.
I ever tell you I took the tour of the Hershey factory in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, really? I bet you did.
How was it?
Down the Hershey Highway?
Yeah, you had to go to the end of the Hershey
Highway.
It was, okay, so this was years before this movie came out. This was like 7 or 8 years before this movie came out. But looking back on it, the tour of the Hershey factory was just like the tour of Jurassic Park, like where you go around and it shows the scientists working on the thing. That's exactly what it's like. And they had like a little cartoon character who's going,
I'm Mr. DNA.
I'm Mr. Chocolate DNA.
All right, do you want to get into the entertainment news?
Okay, but I'm gonna play an intro for you.
All right.
Oops. Nico's Hollywood Cheese Man. Nico's Hollywood Cheese Man. Nico, tell us more. Joanna will be back tomorrow.
Yes, she will.
That's why I didn't make you one of your own.
Day.
Thank you very much. No problem whatsoever.
What's happening in the Hollywood Cheese Man, Nico?
Sure. Well, first up, Chris Martin gave Australian fans a shock when he accidentally fell through a trap door on stage.
God, I saw somebody else like Olivia Rodrigo or somebody doing that. It looks like it really hurts because you fall through the door and then it hits you like mid-chest level.
Yes, and he didn't go through all the way. So while reading audience signs and walking backwards, Martin suddenly tumbled through an open hatch, stunning the crowd. Quickly recovering, he reassured everybody.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. No, he doesn't go for the joke like we would. He goes for the, that's not planned. And thanks somebody for catching him. Here's that moment. Oh, whoop. Let me make sure I'm plugged in.
Preparation is the...
From India. I'm not sure what flag that.
That's when he falls right through.
That's not planned. Thank you for catching me.
Thank you for catching me.
Somebody asked me, these are going to be hard to get, but do you want Coldplay tickets?
What did you say?
Well, I don't want them.
You said yes for...
What if they were Cold Stone tickets and not...
And you just got tickets to ice cream
would you be happy with that?
Or what if they gave you tickets and it's just like a play in like a fridge or something? Like a
ask my daughter.
Fridge.
My daughter is very... Okay, so my daughter and I have a theory that there are two most influential British bands of the 1990s.
Okay.
And you fall into one or the other camp. If you like Coldplay, you like pop. If you like Radiohead, you're emo. So she came down on the Radiohead side of things. You know how they used to have that thing, the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, who were the most important band of the 60s. It's the Beatles, by the way. By far, not even close. But that's another one for you.
That's a good one.
Which British band has more of an influence? Coldplay or Radiohead?
Wait, what about the Oasis?
Yeah.
I like them too.
The Oasis.
They weren't consistent enough. They weren't consistently together enough to really.
And they broke up.
Well, moving on. A mother was forced to. Oh, wait, no, this is not. This is for news.
Oh. Wait, well, Oasis is back together. Would you like to go see them if you could, or no?
I don't know, man. It's got to be like somebody I really, really want to see.
So that's a no.
Also, it would have to be pretty much free parking.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to get me in.
Hey, Buzz, I just wanted to tell all El Paso that the Cowboys are garbage.
So I was mentioning that Chris Martin fell through a trap door. Well, some other stuff has happened recently at some concerts, and I've told you maybe plenty of stories about, or you've heard from Joanna about fans acting inappropriately, but this is a new one. While performing at the Fair Park Music Hall in Dallas Saturday, Morrissey had a great show until the encore. As he sang First of the Gang to Die, a fan...
First of the Gang to Die.
Well, they spelled it wrong.
Well, it's gang.
First of the Gang to Die, a fan jumped on stage to get close to him. And then several other fans decided that was a good idea and jumped on stage as well. At one point, Morrissey was in the middle of a crowd of 6 fans on stage and bodyguards while he was still trying to sing.
That's not good.
All right.
Did they stop the whole concert?
Did you hear the story at all?
Yeah.
You did?
Did they stop the concert?
And the bodyguards had finally had enough and rushed him off stage. Sometimes, I guess, you can love somebody a little bit too much. And Jason Kelsey was caught on camera Saturday smashing the phone of a Penn State student who hurled a homophobic slur at his brother Travis for dating Taylor Swift.
I like.
Do you have the audio? Because I did have it today.
Well, I have the Twitter audio, which probably is uncensored. So don't.
I got the censored. So this was at the Penn State Ohio State game on Saturday. Some dude, you say it's a student, was using homophobic slurs about Travis, and Jason grabbed his phone and slammed it on the ground.
Kelsey! Hey, Kelsey!
How do you feel your brother's a
Kelsey, can I get a fist bump? Kelsey, can I get a fist bump?
All right, so that was Jason Kelsey using the same homophobic slur
back
at the other guy 3 times in a row.
Nah, but I
don't think the problem is the words. I don't think the problem is just the decorum that a fan is showing to somebody else or a random person. Well, the incident took place at Penn State's University Park campus where Jason was visiting for ESPN's College Game Day. A student taunted, "How does it feel that your brother is a F word for dating Taylor Swift?" The F word for gay.
Wait a minute. That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't. It makes no sense. He could have easily just ignored it and kept walking, but he was defending his brother. Jason turned around, grabbed the phone, and slammed it into the ground in response.
You're a gay for dating this girl.
And she's rich.
The student continued to provoke Jason, who responded with, "Who's the F word now?" Then he pushed the former Philadelphia Eagle as he picked up the phone and walked away.
The dude pushed Jason Kelsey?
Yes. Despite the intense exchange, campus police confirmed they haven't received an official report on the incident. Known to be a supportive brother, Jason has previously expressed joy for Travis and Swift's relationship, telling reporters in June that he was thrilled for the couple's happiness. And James Vanderbeek, known for his role in Dawson's Creek, has been diagnosed with colorectal cancer and is currently receiving treatment. Despite the serious diagnosis, he told People he's optimistic and feeling good. As part of his efforts to raise awareness, Vanderbeek will join other stars in The Real Full Monty, a 2-hour special to air on Fox in December where male celebrities strip down to raise awareness for prostate, testicular, and colorectal cancer research and testing.
Well, and did you say he's got the thing that he was going to be dancing against?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that's why he's doing it. The actor has continued working amid his treatment, recently appearing on an episode of Walker and completing work on his upcoming movie Sidelined, The QB, and Me. Vanderbeek, who shares 6 children with his wife, Kimberly Brook, is determined to help others facing similar challenges. And finally, Tom Holland has explained why he sometimes Googles his girlfriend, Zendaya. It's probably
just Google Zendaya.
Yeah. Everybody probably Googles themselves. Maybe have you ever Googled? I mean, maybe once, but I don't think it's like a thing to think about.
I did it in middle school.
Well, Tom Holland has revealed in a recent episode of On the Menu podcast that he occasionally Googles his girlfriend Zendaya, but for a good reason.
Do you have the audio?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not on socials, and I delete it when I'm not using it. So sometimes, it's more of a bit of an anxiety thing, but I'll check to see that everything's good, and just make sure we're all cool. So I just give it a little Google, look through the news. I'm like, she's good.
He checks the Google to see if he's broken up with her.
Maybe.
That's the only way he would find out.
That's how what's her name, Chicken Fry found out.
I know. Holland and Zendaya met while working on Spider-Man Homecoming in 2021. They started dating. The actor previously shared with Extra that he and Zendaya watched that movie, the one they met each other in, to relive the time they had on set. Sharing, they reminisce about being 19 and making those movies again.
Because now they're 23?
Yeah.
It seems like a lifetime ago.
And with your Hollywood Cheeseman, I am Nico Jimmy.
All right, election day is tomorrow, right?
It is.
Big date.
Really? Tomorrow. You're saying tomorrow.
Tomorrow
is when we find out.
No. I didn't say that.
See? Okay.
We probably won't find out for sure. It'll probably be a few days before all precincts votes are counted. But I thought we would have people making their last pitch, everybody that we could get a hold of to give the voting advice, kind of a pep talk before the day.
And now, an Election Day voting tip from Donald Trump.
Well, tomorrow's the day. It's the big, beautiful day when you vote for me as your next president. So my advice to you is to fill in the big, beautiful circle next to my name on your ballot. Put it in the big, beautiful envelope, which is bigger than Kamala's envelope, by the way. Go to the big, beautiful ballot box and drop your vote in the big, beautiful slot. Then get ready for my big, beautiful win as president. And watch in awe as the big, beautiful crowd cheers for me during my big, beautiful victory speech. A big, beautiful victory speech. And Mexico's gonna pay for it. Have fun out there.
This has been an Election Day voting tip from Donald Trump.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from GNR to STP.
To save. Next option, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
All right, I'll have some of these last-minute voting tips from... We got a number of candidates that we can hear from today. Should I or should I not do...
Yes.
Like, as if I'm the editorial board of a newspaper, do my own candidate picks, especially for the local and statewide elections.
Oh, for the local ones.
Would you want to know who I... And believe me, it wasn't until I was in the booth that I really... made my final decision for mayor, for district attorney.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. We're stopping us, is there? For doing that?
From
ethically?
I don't know if I'm qualified to do it. I guess I'm as qualified as anybody else.
Right.
Right. So you've got an Am I the A-hole?
I do.
Coming up
I have
in
an
just
Am
a
I
few
the
minutes.
A-hole?
Let let me run a few headlines by you.
Well, I just ran a headline by you that you were kind of taken aback by.
What was it again? I've already forgotten.
Teddy Mellencamp says she's splitting from husband.
Okay, Mellencamp is not a common name. Did she used to be married to John Mellencamp? Is she on a Real Housewives show?
She is the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, and she is the daughter of John Cougar Mellencamp.
Her dad is John.
Yeah.
And her name is what?
Teddy.
Teddy Cougar Mellencamp.
T-E-D-D-I.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
She's in. You say she's real hot.
She's beautiful, and
well, you know,
I was looking
he
at her
married. I don't know John Mellencamp's wife's name, but I do know that he met an L.A. girl, brought her to the small town. Now she's small town, just like me. So
her name was Victoria Granucci, and she was an actress.
Met an L.A. doll, brought her to this small town. Now she's small town, just like me.
Was there a movie called John Mellencamp, Jack and Diane?
Not that I'm aware of.
No? Well, she was in that.
That's probably the video.
Maybe it was just the video for that, yeah.
Did he ever take her to go sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze? I hope you take this all to mean, because you would be right, I'm a pretty big John Mellencamp fan.
Yes.
I like John Mellencamp's music. It's gritty and honest and from the heart.
And small town.
And sucking on a chili dog outside a Tasty Freeze.
You're like, I get that. That gets to me.
You got something else?
No, what's it?
Quincy Jones passed away, and he was 91 years old. There's another 91-year-old beloved musician who might have been, if memory serves, he might have been at the We Are the World deal that Quincy Jones ran. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Willie Nelson.
Oh,
wow.
I think maybe Willie showed up for that thing. 91-year-old Willie Nelson just released his 153rd album in his life. In an interview with Associated Press, he says that he's not going anywhere. He says he's not planning to kick the bucket anytime soon. Quote, I'm not worried about it. I don't feel bad. I don't hurt anywhere. I don't have any reason to worry about it. He said he doesn't know anybody who's lived forever, but he takes pretty good care of himself, minus the 10 or 20 joints per day for 70 years. He feels like he's in good shape physically, but joked mentally. That's another story. And his next album, which would be number 154, may not be that far off. He says the other one is already finished and in the can and ready to go to print. So,
look, I am not familiar with this man's music.
Willie Nelson?
But I am familiar with his acting resume, and it is impressive.
What?
Willie Nelson.
Name 3 movies that he's been in.
One, he was in
Honeysuckle Rose.
Honeysuckle Rose.
You never would have gotten that, not in a million years.
The one where he drives the brothers, the Duke boys.
Oh, he played Uncle Jesse
and the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
And I just saw an entire episode dedicated to him on Monk, where the plot is Willie Nelson, the country singer, is accused of murder.
Cameo?
Yeah.
It's really him?
Him for the whole episode. And Monk has to get him off. I mean, from the charges of being a murderer.
He's also in King of the Hill. He makes appearances as himself in King of the Hill.
Look, his acting pedigree is just
and
impressive.
He's got good songs. Great songs.
A couple other entertainment notes you didn't pick up in the Hollywood Cheesemane. Chloe Grace Moretz, do you remember her from Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has come out as a gay woman. So good for her.
I think we could have seen that coming. Yeah, we could have seen that coming.
A little bit. In the Wicked movie credits, when that movie comes out in a couple of weeks, Ariana Grande is going to be listed in the credits as Ariana Grande Butera. Butera is her father's name, and they recently mended their relationship.
Really?
So she's got
Is Grande a real name? Well, that sounds like a stage name, doesn't it?
It really does. Like Ariana Grande just sounds like the name of a pop star.
Yeah. Ariana Grande Butane is her name now? Or what'd you say?
Butera?
Butera. Butera.
At the box office, Venom, The Last Dance held on to the top spot at the box office. I don't know about the rest of the country, but that's probably because they were showing it every theater every 10 minutes. Like hardly anything else was showing because they were showing Venom so much.
Grande is her mother's maiden name.
No butts in the seats watching Venom. Wait, so it's her real name?
Ariana Grande Butera.
The new Venom looks really fun, and I didn't want to see any of the Venom movies.
I haven't had
me
I
either.
wanted to see
But
any
this last one looks so fun that it's going to make me go back and watch all of them.
Derek, I just want to read your email. If Willie Nelson isn't a positive endorsement for weed, I don't know what is. All right, we need to move this along. Give me the Am I the A-hole headline anyway.
Sure.
And then we'll come back and take it apart. So sometimes these are sent in by our listeners. Sometimes we snag them someplace else.
And this is actually not even from an
Am I the
This
A-hole?
is like an. I'm trying to tailor it to Am I the A-hole because
what's it actually from?
Am I overreacting?
Am I overreacting?
Right.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we should check that out every now and then.
Am I the a-hole for asking my neighbor to stop holding her yoga classes in my backyard?
Am I the a-hole for asking the neighbor to stop having yoga classes in my backyard? Now, be honest with me. Is there more to it than that? Like, we really need to know some more particulars, but it seems like you can run hippies out of your own property anytime you want to.
You would think.
That's right. Anybody doing yoga to me is still a hippie after all these years.
But you could also be like, oh, is it that big a deal? Why don't you be zen about it?
But you got some more because namaste in my house and y'all get the hell out of here.
You see? Perfect. That's what she has to hit him with that line.
So
stop sucking up to him. You can just be like mean. You can be mean to him every once in a while.
I think that is a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
Tell him like, out of here.
More details coming up. Oh, that's not what it sounds like.
Now, an election day tip from Kamala Harris. I think she's saying to go out and vote. She's saying voting is important. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about the border. Are you talking about the border, Kamala? Yeah, I don't. Kamala, we agreed that you'd say a few words about voting. This has been an election day tip from Kamala Harris, kinda.
Artist interviews, Zoom music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Now at Dash Deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Interman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, you're going to fill in a few more of the details for this Am I the A-hole question that we have today?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Let me get one phone call about a story you did in the Hollywood Cheesemate.
All right.
If I had to see Morrissey in concert, I would throw a Rudy's brisket sandwich on the stage just to see what would happen.
So I did a story about how fans rushed the stage and got onto stage with Morrissey during his encore at a recent performance. And then I saw this Nightline call come in about throwing a Rudy's a brisket sandwich on stage.
You didn't know
and I
what
was
that
like,
was a reference to?
Buzz, what does that mean? Why would that piss Morrissey off?
So I explained it to you. Morrissey, for a long time, has been a vegan, and not just a passive vegan. Like, he demands that at his shows there is no meat products that can be served.
He's a militant vegan?
Nice.
One of the most militant. Yeah.
Like, he tries to push that on to other people at his shows.
Yeah, sure. You couldn't go out and get a hot dog
at
from
one of
the
his
concession
shows.
stand at one of his shows. So here's
my God.
Here's a little story. It doesn't take much to make Morrissey leave the stage. In fact, 3 little letters will usually do it, namely BBQ. Moz, I guess that's like the nickname for Morrissey for people who are really into him. Moz has a strict no dead flesh policy at venues he plays. But unable to enforce such provisos, unable to enforce such provisos at a huge festival like Coachella, Moz was heard to say, "I can smell burning flesh, and I hope to God it's human," before walking off.
That was a good Morrissey.
Okay.
So you couldn't get a hot dog, you couldn't get a burger at one of his venues, and then you said you couldn't even get popcorn with butter.
Well, I don't know. I've never been to a Morrissey concert. I've only read the stories, but apparently Paul McCartney had that for a long time, and may still to this day. No meat products, definitely backstage, and I think he for a while had that rule for all of his venues.
Wow.
Yeah. So that kind of tweaks your nose a little bit, doesn't it?
A little bit.
How dare you tell me what I can eat when I paid my good money to go see you, sir?
Yes.
All right. You want to give us more details about this? Am I the A-hole?
Proud to be an from El Paso.
All right, we get these from all kinds of different places, sometimes sent in by our listeners. This one is from a website called
Reddit.
No, but it was you said it wasn't.
Am I overreacting?
Am I overreacting?
It's the
Am I the overreacting?
The sub.
All right, go ahead.
Am I the a-hole? That's how we're going to do it on this one. Okay. Am I the a-hole for asking my neighbor to stop holding her yoga classes in her backyard? Or should we do it, am I overreacting?
In her backyard or in my backyard? Whose backyard is this? That's the operating key thing here.
Yeah, whose backyard?
Whose backyard? We need to clarify this ASAP.
Am I overreacting for asking my neighbor to stop holding her yoga classes in my backyard?
In my backyard.
Oh my goodness. The suspense only builds.
So a few months ago, my next door neighbor, Karen.
Oh, of course.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right. Just a name, guys. Started teaching yoga classes in her backyard. No big deal, right? Except her backyard has slowly started to spill over into my backyard. At first, it was just a mat or two near the property line, but now her whole group of yogis basically takes over half of my lawn every Saturday morning.
They're not called yogis, are they?
They are, yeah, yogis.
Okay. Huh, okay.
Do they go looking for a picnic basket?
I was looking at you like, what are you going to go with? And you went with a Yogi Bear.
I could have gone Yogi Bear,
Yogi Berra,
or like the Maharaj Mahesh.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go that way.
Yeah, I thought about it for a second.
One day I looked out the window and they've set up an entire speaker system blaring calming nature sounds and healing frequencies, all while I'm trying to enjoy my coffee in peace. I politely asked her if she could keep her classes to her own side of the fence, and she just laughed, saying, "Oh, it's all one big green space anyways, right?"
Wait, is it in the front or in the back?
This is the back.
Is there a
back? There's no fence?
There's no fence, or it's just
I guess
all
there's a
open?
small fence.
Okay,
I guess
fine.
there's a small fence separating both, but I guess you could probably go around it or some way to get onto the other side.
I wish we had pictures because this is intriguing. But my genuine advice is just make the fence better. You pay out of pocket to improve the fence.
The kicker, last weekend, they brought out incense, and suddenly my backyard smelled like a meditation retreat while I was trying to grill some burgers. I asked her again to maybe shift the class back to her own yard, and she told me I was being too territorial about shared nature.
God,
and I should appreciate the community vibe that is being brought there.
Okay, so is it a shared space? Because if it's a shared space, then they can't say anything. Because now it sounds like a shared space.
So am I overreacting for wanting to reclaim my yard, or is Karen taking namaste too far?
Everything sounds like relaxing music,
Exactly.
incense. It
That's what I
doesn't
was
sound
gonna
like
say.
the worst thing in the world to me. Calming music while you're drinking your coffee.
Alberto, you're saying the opposite of what you were just saying
No,
2
but
seconds
what
ago. You're agreeing with
Look,
Buzz
hold
now?
on.
You're
Hold on.
agreeing with Buzz now, and
Hold
you're
on.
like...
Let me speak my mind. The thing is that it's hard to do anything about it because they're genuinely relaxing things. You know what I mean? So it's like you're going to complain that, they're playing meditation music and relaxing music while you're enjoying your
You
coffee.
were
It's like,
just
that's adding to the meditation
on
vibe.
the opposite side of that 2 seconds ago.
Hold on. But them intriguing in your space is different. If that's your space, and build your... I was about to cuss. Build your wall and make it so they can't go in there. If
Wait,
it's
so
a shared
you're
space-
saying you're in favor of building a wall?
If it's
Do you think
your
Mexicans should
backyard,
pay for it?
If it's your backyard and not a shared space, and they are intriguing, like in your yard, and you don't want them in there,
I love
then you
just
build
on
a
the
fence.
second, Buzz, you're like, well, those are pretty calming nature
Hold
sounds.
on.
And then he's like, yeah,
But to
right?
The first time I saw a
But to
sign when I was a
complain
kid.
about the noise, to complain about the speakers and the noise, it's like, dude, they're playing meditation music and good vibe stuff.
Yeah.
How are you going to complain about the good vibe stuff? But them coming in your space
All
is
right.
different. Thank you.
So one time I saw a sign about yoga classes when I was a kid, so I might have been like 9. And I asked my mom, what's yoga? And she goes, it's just a form of devil worship.
Didn't you say off air? I was previewing this to you, and you were like, evicting hippies from a yard? Isn't that what everybody's allowed to do? And I was like, wait, what, you call yogis hippies? And you're like, yeah, anybody who does.
First of all,
anybody who does yoga,
I
you're
don't
a
know that
hippie.
people who do yoga are automatically called yogis.
They are called yogis. Jenny has told me this before.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Because
I didn't
Jenny's
know that.
into it.
She's a teacher. That's what her
Jenny's
day job is.
well-informed yogi.
Do you know there was one movie where Elvis had to sing a song about yoga
Yes.
while doing yoga?
Come on, and twist my legs, pull my arms a lot. How did I get so tied up in this yoga knot? You tell me just how I can take this yoga serious when all it ever gives to me is a pain in my posteriors.
So we have an app chat message from our listener Orfex, and thanks a lot for using the app chat, guys, because it makes it easy for us to see what you're thinking and be able to respond to it. So you can go to the KLAQ mobile app, download that wherever you get your apps, and you can go to the message button. Guys, I assume he might be the a-hole, but I can see his point that over time, just having all these people in your backyard is really annoying. However, yoga, I mean, why don't you just bring a mat and start joining in? Yeah, he could just join in if he wanted.
What, is
The
it a
thing is,
guy?
they don't want to.
It is a guy.
That's
it
why
seems
they
like.
haven't. They don't want to, so they haven't.
Seems like a guy. You might as well. I think of it like you were thinking of it, Buzz. Is that like it's kind of like it's calming sounds. It's kind of like hippie stuff. Who cares?
I
if it
think
was
I could
Slayer,
pretty easily-
if it was Tool or
F you, Slayer and Tool. That'd be bomb.
no, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying it's louder and more.
I don't know if there was like some chime and Peruvian pan flute music going on or whatever. I'd probably
be cool with it,
as long as it wasn't so loud that I couldn't shut a door.
Nico, leave that young dumb guy alone saying that he's sucking up. You are the biggest suck up. Joanna is the biggest suck up. All you guys are the biggest suck up to Buzz. He is the ruler of the kingdom of the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
No
and
kidding.
it's very obvious to your listeners, which is actually pretty sad.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is that
This guy has been writing me
for years. This is that
for
Javier
years.
guy.
Ooh. Wah, wah.
Yo, it's Stoner Guy. So in order to get rid of hippies, you need one thing and one thing only.
Water and soap.
Guns.
Eric Cartman taught us
Yep.
you need Slayer. All right, bro?
That's true.
Slayer some Slayer. It's the easiest way, and I bet it'll work.
That is absolutely true.
Hey,
Hey, I'm just listening to my music. You're listening to your
That's
music.
a good point. Like,
I'm
why
listening
did
to mine. I'm listening to some Rain in Blood here.
Loud.
A lot of people in the comments have suggested like why he doesn't just start the sprinklers or install a sprinkler system.
I don't know. A bunch of older ladies doing some yoga. It's almost charming in a way.
But what if you want to enjoy your Saturday on your back patio?
You guys, I'm going to start playing lawn darts here. That's right.
Yeah.
There's going to be metal tip darts falling down on your head.
And some Slayer.
And some Slayer.
Welcome to Fart Yoga. Today we're going to work on flexibility and balance. Start with the mountain pose. Raise your arms up, and as you exhale, bend your knees as if sitting into a chair. Next is the downward dog. From all fours, walk your hands in front of you, lift your hips and back to lengthen your spine, and remember to relax. And let's finish with the warrior pose. Arms out, feet wide apart, and bend your knees and release. Fart yoga. Namaste.
No, I'm going to stay home next time.
We got just enough time for some more voting tips.
More voting tips.
And now, an election day tip from President Biden.
Hey, man, it's President Biden, the still president. And tomorrow's election day, man. I needed to make sure you go to the place, the place with the voting. And then you take the paper with all the names of the candidates on it, and you know the thing, man. Then you put it in the box with the other papers. Then you go celebrate by going to a fancy dinner with Jilly and Hunter. He's a good boy. And then you go to Best Buy with Hunter and shop for laptops because he needs a new laptop. Oh, hell, what was I saying? Where am I? Am I done being president yet?
This has been an election day tip from President Biden.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday
You're in good hands. Every state, based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
I got a few phone calls, and I think you got some feedback from today's Am I the A-Hole. But Nico will be doing news coming up in a few minutes.
I will. Also, I have a message that, earlier we were talking about whether cookies count as candy.
Yeah, you were given candy facts, and
Candy
I said,
facts.
well, I don't eat that much candy in a year, but if you count cookies and pie and cake.
Not pie. I'm saying cookies, though. And Annika, one of our listeners, wrote in saying, cookies are a candy. My son yells cookie treat instead of trick or treat.
Cookie
Cookie treat.
I guess that's actually the only reason it's.
Well, how old is your son?
37.
37.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Look at Nico sounding all peanut butter and jealous. Damn, bro. Let other people dig on Buzz too. Sorry, I almost cussed it, but I didn't.
It was close enough that we beeped it anyway. Did you hear the dude?
Yeah, that was close.
Sorry, I almost cussed it, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was a real toss-up. We beeped it just to be on the safe side.
Nico, stop being so jelly, bro.
Okay.
Stop being so jelly. Let somebody else have a crack at your daddy. Good morning. Y'all have a good one. Later.
Good morning.
No, you know what it is? Is like
you got mad because you were doing the Am I the A-Hole, and it seemed to you that.
Look,
hold on.
Let me start preface this. There is this phenomenon. I don't know why it happens, but like it happened with Megan when Megan was on the show. The first year, she was just constantly complimenting Buzz and getting him things, and it was like
it was like heaven.
It's like, I guess everybody wants to be nice to Buzz, but I just like to call it out when I see it.
So what you were upset about was it was like you think Alberto had a completely different attitude until I spoke what I thought about it, and then you're saying that you think he automatically switched to my side just to suck up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alberto, are you a suck up?
I don't think so. But Nico's got other thoughts. Look at him.
Nobody wants to admit it, but yeah, it's just
the
something
thing is,
funny.
look, listen, I'll say this: I disagree with both of you, but I don't think I've like take them on air. I'm just like, it's just stuff that I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, just like,
that's a great point. Maybe.
Do you want to go through some of the comments we've had about this? Am I the a-hole?
Sure.
Do you have any more neckline calls?
I had one from earlier. We haven't really talked a lot of, politics because this is the 11th hour.
We got one.
It is the 11th.
We got one more call about this stuff.
All right, hear that one.
Good morning, morning show. This is Matt Plato. I'm the brat who called a while ago about that new word, but I'm calling now because I want to disagree with that caller who said that Nico and Alfredo and Johanna are suck-ups. I totally disagree because...
Your name's Alberto, right?
yeah, but I'll go by Alfredo when I.
Does that happen? That seems like it might be you.
It might happen every once in a while.
That's what makes the show interesting, that you get some feedback and some... disagreement when it's necessary, and so you guys are not suck-ups, and that guy.
Oh, well, thank you.
What was he going to say about that guy? That's it.
Maybe he does.
Okay. Well, okay. I just thought it was over, but.
And that guy, maybe he does. So, all right. Good morning.
It doesn't hurt to suck up, I'll tell you that. I mean,
all right.
I don't deduct points.
In our app chat messages, Talkster says that a yogi is any person who practices yoga. And that's what
so, like the famous Mahesh Yogi was a yoga practitioner?
Yes.
Wow. The more
generally.
you know.
Mill says that he's not the a-hole, that she's making money on his property. Easy fix, use cow fertilizer on the hose lawn.
What? What would happen if you use cow fertilizer on the hose lawn?
Smells bad, like poop.
It smelled like poop.
Like cow poop.
Oh, okay.
And he was calling her a hoe, I think. I think that was the...
So she's charging people for these backyard yoga
It
sessions?
seems like it, like other classes, yeah.
And
he ought to get a cut.
Yes, and the caller told me that she's not paying a studio fee, which is, as a yoga instructor, apparently like a big, it eats into your profit. So
she's doing it at her house.
Yes.
Part of his yard.
Yes, and a caller said like the guy gave an inch and she's taking a mile now and she's making money off of it, so he needs to do something to stop.
But it's all nature. It's shared nature.
Exactly,
right?
and she takes that vibe approach to it.
Benny Ben says he could just sit in his yard sipping coffee and admire the views like a creeper.
Your backyard. I wouldn't think it's a creeper. You're watching the people do yoga.
Okay.
All right. Real question.
Get a little downward dog going on.
If you're a real degenerate.
No, I don't. Whatever you have cooked up in your mind, keep it to yourself.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Gizzy says, actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious what you were going to say if you're a real degenerate. What would you do?
I'll go in there and tell us in the break.
Okay.
Real question would be wondering if he's the a-hole if they were hot. Because if they are, then he'd probably just make some popcorn and enjoy the show. If they're not.
That's very true.
I keep getting invited to Pilates classes.
By hot chicks?
Yeah, my ex. So, yeah.
There you go. You're missing an opportunity there.
And finally, Stacy T says that guy should just charge a fee for every person that spills over onto his yard. Either charge the participants or charge the neighbor. I'm sure she's not giving these classes out for free.
Good fences make good neighbors.
Yeah, what do you think?
You know who said that? I don't know, Jesus or Will Rogers Sr. or somebody like that. Well, here's something that goes into, elections, which are on top of everybody's mind. A recent survey found, who thought to do this question? A recent survey found that 79% of Republican men would
Robert Frost. Sorry.
What?
Robert Frost is the one that said good fences make good neighbors.
79% of of Republican men would have sex with a Democrat.
Oh, good.
But only 38% of Democratic women say they would have sex with a Republican.
Now, this only applies to women in the survey. Women are the only ones being surveyed?
You know, I don't have the full methodology in front of me. It sounds like they only asked women.
Because if that went to Democratic men...
Have sex with Republican women?
Yeah.
There's probably not that many of them, though.
It goes up to
Some of the crazy ones look hot, man.
Goes up to
like
68%.
There's some of these MAGA chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Not
What's her
Marjorie
name?
Taylor Greene. Not her.
What's the one that had the
Boebert.
incident in the theater? Her? She's hot.
Lauren Boebert.
Yeah. She might not have.
But I'm
might not
thinking
be the sharpest tool like myself, but
Yeah, you could get together and make little blunt instruments.
yeah, right?
I would totally date a Republican.
If she's hot
Nancy
enough-
Mace. Who's the one who killed the dog and boasted about it in a book and now wonders why
Christy
nobody...
Noem?
Christy Noem.
Yeah. Sarah Palin.
Still?
Okay, maybe her daughter. I don't know.
Yeah, there's plenty of them on Fox.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
For anybody wondering, like, if Buzz is a hypocrite about this stuff, his girlfriend right now is a Trump supporter.
I don't know if she's joking or not because she just got her citizenship like
months ago,
6 or 7 months ago. Like she just got it done.
The
where
fact
she's
that
now
you
a citizen.
don't know if she's joking says everything.
Well, there's a language gap. I like Trump because he said no more damn Mexicans.
And you're like, are you joking or is this?
Honestly, I can't tell.
Is
like
this
nervous-
a language thing?
Nervous chuckle. You're like, and you change the subject.
Here's something for sports fans, and I'm going to address this to you, Alberto.
Okay.
I know you're a sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Fireball whiskey is, right?
Yes.
They're creating a new product called Cryerball. It combines
Cryerball.
Fireball with the actual tears of losing sports fans.
Nice.
This sounds like a joke.
But it's going to be real, huh?
To do it, they're going to 6 big rivalry games this month to collect the losers' tears.
What?
If you've watched sports with a passionate rival fan, you may have heard them say, I will drink your tears. Actually, I only hear that in a political context.
I've only heard that.
I've only heard it in a political context. And it's usually MAGA people wanting to drink liberals' tears because...
Well, there is that episode of...
They don't do...
When I was in middle school, there was this thing called Orphan Tears. It was like a music video.
Okay.
Yeah. And they made you trip out.
I'm trying to think of
crap.
the stuff that they accuse, like the Democrats are taking adrenochrome.
Right.
It's like they don't.
Oh.
They abstain from adrenochrome, so they need. That's why they
need
your
tears.
Liberal tears.
Yeah.
Fireball is doing something called Cryerball, which embraces the competitive spirit by blending Fireball with the actual human tears of losers. I wonder if the FDA has anything to say about this. They're going to go to 6 big rivalry games this month. 3 college, 3 NFL. They'll have people stationed by the exits where they'll be asking losing fans to donate their tears. Come on. I find it hard to believe that anybody actually sheds tears at a sporting event.
A few kids.
I just cannot imagine someone taking such a thing, and I love it as much as anybody else, but taking it so seriously that you shed tears.
FitFam had a whole compilation of Dallas fans when they lost the playoffs last year, crying.
Crying? Nice.
Also, what a weird ask. Hey, I see you're upset about your
Can
team
I have
losing.
some of
Can I have
those?
some of your tears?
What? What are you talking? I just found out my grandma died.
Oh, no. Thought you were a Packer fan. Every drop will be captured and, quote, stored in sealed, sterile jars and then safely transported to a secured facility.
I don't
This
trust
all-
whoever's
this all
doing
sounds
that.
BS to
Yeah.
me. That process will take months. How many tears are you actually going to get? You know, there's only 1 or 2 times in sports history that I welled up. Like when Cal Ripken played his record-breaking game.
Junior or senior?
Your dad cried?
Junior.
Who cried?
No, I didn't cry, but I definitely I welled up. It was really something to see Cal Ripken accomplish that feat.
I won't cry when it'll be other movies. Like, you know when they present kids that are walk-ons with scholarships?
Like Rudy situations?
Kind of, and not necessarily Rudy, but it's more like you get a whole scholarship, but that sometimes will make me tear up, or other sports things like that. I'm like, they really did it.
They say that the first bottles of Cryerball, that is Fireball mixed with sports fans' tears, will be available in time for next year for the 25-26 season. I have a hard time buying any part of this.
Is it going to be salty? Do you want salty whiskey?
First of all, like I say, I don't think most people actually shed big, huge globules of tears at a sporting event.
Oh, you've never listened to Sarah McLachlan while watching an ASPCA commercial?
Oh, I watched plenty of them. You bet I have. We have one more Election Day voting tip for you.
Okay.
You would have thought that we had done everybody by this time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
We have not. Let me see if I can find one more. All right, here goes. One more last-minute voting tip.
And now, an Election Day tip from Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Hi, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and tomorrow is Election Day, and it's very important that you do what I'm about to tell you. First, you absolutely must have with a bob and dinja. Second, and I can't stress this enough, you and two of your friends need to have Thirdly, and please don't botch this, you must baba and to the baba unless you do these three things, all is lost. Thank you, and good luck.
This has been an Election Day tip from Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The next head of the CDC, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, God, no.
Because, again, this is the worst of all possible timelines. All right, we got a break. And then when we come back, Nico Jimian is going to have our news headlines coming up for us.
A federal judge has ruled that Iowa can continue challenging ballots from potential non-citizens. I'll have the details next in news.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
Ashley Sofa Love. Cocktail, 2 ends and 2 lamps, just $9.98. National Furniture Liquidator.
Nobody beats Shorty.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I believe Steve's coming by today to talk sports. It is Monday after all. Alberto went to the minor game. Any positives at all from the minor game, Alberto?
They threw the ball really well.
Who was the quarterback? Pickles?
Yeah, this guy named JP Pickles.
JP Pickles.
Yeah, they hung in there until the end, but in the fourth quarter, they received the ball deep in their own half, and in that moment, I turned to Adrian and I told him, the Miners are going to go 3 and out, give up good field position. Middle Tennessee is going to drive down the field and score their second touchdown of the night, and they're going to win this ball game. And that's exactly what happened. UTEP gets the ball back with about, I want to say 50 seconds. I'm not
Hey,
too
I'm going to ask
sure.
you something, and don't pad it. Don't say what the announced attendance was. What was the actual attendance?
Man, I'm going to say like 8,000, a good 8,000.
Yeah,
which is a
so
lot.
they'll say 20,000.
I think they said 14.
Yeah, they said 14,
But I saw it
notably
a good 8.
that's an extra 6,000.
But also it was just super sunny when the game started. So it was
super
hot.
sunny.
It was hot. Like, it was really like
hot.
Kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were sitting directly in the sun, yes, it was not an enjoyable.
We could have a few more days like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a few more.
I got the weather, though, standing by. If you want to hear the golfers' forecast for this week and the weekend ahead.
Yes.
Today's going to be very windy. We're looking at 30-mile-an-hour winds, so that automatically makes it a tough golf day for most people. So high temperature is only going to be 62, and we don't have any rain in the forecast, but those high winds are, going to be blowing pretty hard today. Tomorrow, the winds are gone, sun shines out, sunny, 66 for the high temperature. On Wednesday, a couple of things are going on. We got the sunshine mostly out. It's going to get up to 73. But late Wednesday and overnight into Thursday, we're seeing a chance of rain. We're going to put it about 20 to 30% chance of rain Wednesday and most of the day on Thursday. But then after that rain, Wednesday, Thursday, sunshine for the weekend. On Friday, the high is only going to be 57 degrees. And Saturday, 63, 68 on Sunday. Light winds and sunshine. I give those all A-plus days on the golf grade. The golfer's forecast is brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations at painteddunes.com. And also get ready for some fun. It's the Turkey Shoot Tournament coming up November 23rd at Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. 2-person teams, 666 format. And somebody could win a turkey. There's going to be turkeys to be given away. Deadline to enter, though, is November the 18th. This is, once again, the Turkey Shoot Tournament at Painted Dunes on November 23rd. Visit painteddunes.com for more details or call the Pro Shop 915-821-2122 for more information. They were having their Halloween tournament. So there were people out there in costumes. There was a team that was all dressed like skeletons. There was a dude with a skirt and big fake boobs teeing off. It looked like they were having a ball. It looked like they were having a real good time.
Did you go this weekend?
No, didn't. I told you I'm thinking about quitting.
Quitting golfing?
Yeah, it's just because he's like in a slump and he's depressed because his game's not as good. Steve could help me with this. Buzz got the yips.
If you saw my game, you'd be like, I got a newfound love for life, let alone just golf.
Yeah, but I got it to where I really had delusions that I was going to start breaking par, that I was going to be a scratch golfer. I thought that all I have to do is make a few key adjustments here and there. I went the other way.
Let me
I only beat the guys I play with. I only beat them by 20 strokes now.
Okay, but you always beat the guys you're with still. That's the
Buzz.
They're terrible.
You don't want to give up. You don't want to give up because, dude, if you give up, you're just quitting. But like, if you need to start. This is what you need to do. Start going every day.
No, I can't do that. Nobody has time for that.
Come on, I'll go with you some days.
You know who had time for that? My dad. He had a farm, and he had 300 yards in his 300-yard front yard. He'd sit out there and crack those golf balls until he was just automatic.
You see? Okay, how about option 2? We get a golf simulator here. We all pitch in. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's good to see you bringing up really realistic possibilities. Yeah, let's just get a simulator here. Sure,
they can't even fix a water fountain for us.
We don't even have a working projector in our sales room. It's been down for years, and you want a simulator? Dude.
I never had any delusions that I could play on any tour. Corn Ferry, any of these minor league tours. I never
Corn Ferry?
Yeah.
What's a Corn Ferry?
Well, it's
like
kind of like a tomato homo. But I was getting it down where I thought, I could get pretty close, 1 or 2 handicap, maybe even a break par every now and then all of a sudden scores started going the other direction.
Well, first off,
awful.
When you say you've got the yips, you can't make a putt?
That's one of them.
What's the other yips that you have right now?
Not hitting the ball solid, just not hitting the ball solid in the center of the club face.
That's not the yips. That's something else.
Being off target by 15 yards. If I'm hitting in from 180, being 15 yards off my target line.
Wait, so the only reason you enjoyed golf was because you were dominating your friends so much?
Hell yeah.
That was a nice part of it, yeah.
Okay. And now that that's not happening, you don't enjoy golf anymore?
What is the point golfing if I'm going to golf like these bozos?
By the way, you've been golfing with them for like the last 30 years.
I got better, and they didn't.
Well, but let me ask you, wouldn't you rather play with people that are like your own skill level?
No, because usually there's like a couple $1,000 at least changing hands when you play with those guys.
What? I could not.
You can't
Like
just
if
play.
you get in a Saturday match at a club, all of a sudden
With the
next thing-
pros?
Well, some of them are pros, yeah.
Well,
you
you
always-
got to hang with the big boys, Buzz.
No wonder you like to play with the penny
I do
golfers.
play better when I play with better golfers. I tend to play
Well,
better.
maybe
but-
that's your problem. Maybe
Okay, look,
they're getting worse.
here's
and
my
as a
point.
result, you're getting worse. You're all getting worse.
Derek Terry just wrote us, Buzz, you need you need a magical black person like Bagger Vance to
Oh
help
my
with this
God!
swing.
If I could get a Bagger Vance to just
He'd break the tour. He'd get on.
to walk up in the dark and tell me, "What are you shooting at?" Because it sure ain't this fairway.
Maybe you need like what was the name of the guy that lost his arm in Happy
Chubbs.
Gilmore? You need a Chubbs.
Yeah, you need it. Well,
I get a Chubbs every now and then. Not enough to help my game.
it's a simple pill. That's all it takes to fix your game. Have you thought about getting coaching? Why don't you do that? Why don't you go get like to the pro or something?
No, not only that. There's so many places in town that have really good facilities indoor that can fix your issues.
We just had that guy on the other day. There's like an actual facility where they
Stonebreaker or Stonecracker.
Studio golf? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could basically do that too. My brother's doing it. That's why we got back into the game.
But here's what I'm also thinking. I'm just so burned out right now. If I quit playing, that would be an extra 6 hours. Because think about this.
Oh
The
yeah,
round is 4 hours.
This is Buzz's reasoning. Well, every Sunday I spend
Or
like 6 hours,
Saturday.
or Saturday I spend 6 hours, and that could be 6 hours I really use for other things. You
Like
don't,
going to the
you
gym.
don't do crap, dude. You don't do anything during the weekend.
So
it wouldn't change.
One round of golf, it takes an hour almost to drive over there, an hour to drive back. The round takes 4 hours. If I had 6 extra hours,
You have
in my
nothing
week,
better to do with your life. You
Go to the
literally
gym?
Nope.
Go to the
You
gym?
wouldn't do that.
Go pick up a 9 every day.
How about this? I'll tell you what. If you want to, and you don't want to play golf anymore, I'll start playing tennis with you on weekends.
Oh,
And I'll
actually,
get, I'll get you into shape.
Very good point. 5 Points guy says, Buzz, you just need to try pickleball with a friend, and you'll never
you know
look
what?
back at golf.
You know what? My brother is huge into pickleball. He has a really nice pickleball lighted court at his house.
His house?
Yes.
What happened? He went and invested? Is that what
he built it or had it built? He built it.
Well, you have enough room. You could do the same.
Yeah, you don't need as much room as a tennis court.
You have a compound. You live in a compound. You could do the same thing.
Mansion.
It's not finding some place to play. It's finding somebody to play with.
Yeah.
You do tennis, Steve?
Buzz said in the golf course, he wanted to beat some guys with 3 strokes.
No, that's the I'm only beating them by 3 strokes. No, not really. I mean, it's not that close. Let's be realistic here.
I would be
But
happy.
my brother is so into pickleball that people go out to his farm to play pickleball. And it got to the point where he knew everybody was coming out there, but then strangers were showing up wanting to play pickleball.
Let's play some tennis.
Hey, it's Pickle Rick.
I can't play tennis. That's too much running, dude.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to
Play
try
pickleball.
I'm not going to try
Play
to make
pickleball.
you run you like crazy. I'll hit the ball back to you. So we can just do that. Get you in
Where
shape.
do you play tennis at?
Anywhere you can find a court. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't. High schools, you can go to parks. There's plenty of accessible.
They're
tennis
different.
courts.
Some neighborhoods have little neighborhood parks that have hoops and
when I was single and living in apartments, which was pretty much the first about 10 years of my life.
Those ones
actually
across
after-
from Caprock.
Well, yeah, Colinas. When I was at Colinas,
yeah.
I played tennis all the time, and that was always a lot of fun. A lot of people I knew were playing tennis, and it's a good way to stay in shape. So we can do that too. I don't mind that.
Pickleball, baby. Why not pickleball?
I'll play whatever you want. You want to play pickleball? I'll play pickleball. You want to play wiffle ball? We'll play wiffle ball. Whatever you want that gets your mind off the golf course. You want to go play miniature golf?
That's a lot of exercise, isn't it?
Hey, guys. I'm just calling in because about that guy who mentioned about how the show's going back to normal after all this political stuff.
Oh, wait, pause it real quick.
That's not going to.
Okay, so we had a caller who was so nice, calls us and says, hey, the show sounds really good. You guys are toning down the political talk and it sounds like we're getting back to normal and it's awesome. And Buzz uses that call to, guess what he does?
What's that?
Goes straight into political talk.
Oh my God.
Let sleeping dogs lie, people.
By the way,
after the election, that's not going to happen because he's still got all the minutia after Election Day. It's like Thanksgiving dinner. You have Thanksgiving dinner, Election Day, then you got the leftovers for the rest of the month. Buzz is asking and arguing about the turkey breast, and Padea's talking about the
giblets,
mashed potatoes and gravy, and Smooth Brain's talking about the cranberry sauce. And, it's going to go on for the rest of the month. And Nico's going to be eating escargot at the fancy table, talking about
for Christmas.
On his
no.
platform, talking down to the pedestrians. Anyways, have a biscuit now and then, Nico. How it going, guys? Bye.
You ever had escargot?
Oh, it's a tradition for his family.
First of
on
all,
Christmas.
it's not an annual tradition. It's like every 5 years or 4 years.
Every cinquentennial, they have escargot.
Okay, so
for Christmas.
my grandfather worked for AAA. He had several jobs before. His longest job was AAA, and he was a hotel and restaurant reviewer.
Okay.
So
that's a cool gig. Yeah. That's actually a really cool gig.
Yeah, he loved it. He did
the one who was like an old-time vaquero?
No, that's my great-grandfather.
So would he show up unannounced? Like, in other words, they would not know he was a reviewer, and he would go incognito, eat, stay, and then write up the review.
Yes.
That's cool.
Wow, that's a cool gig.
Yeah, it did sound like a cool gig at the time. And he traveled a lot for it. But anyways.
Would he give out Michelin stars?
I don't think AAA gives stars. I think they give bugles or something. Yeah, but yes, he did. But anyways, so he likes to cook. Anyways, he likes to cook, Steve, and he made us escargot every once in a while.
I've had escargot on cruise ships, and all I can tell you is, it's not bad. I don't know if I would go out of my way to try to eat them regularly, but when you have them once in a while,
if somebody put a plate down in front of me, of course, I'd go to town.
Yeah,
with the butter, it's really about the butter and how that's made.
Have you had escargot before? It's a little grainy.
It's a little grainy,
but it's not bad.
God, I don't know. I feel like at some point I must have.
Well,
somebody must have said, try this escargot.
I'll tell my grandpa to set you an extra plate. All right?
Yeah.
It's like if you had caviar before.
Maybe. Okay. I mean, it's possible.
But you don't know for sure.
He's not a sophisticated man.
Yeah.
This is not some man that would.
My grandfather wasn't a Michelin star chef or whatever.
I didn't say chef.
You're not a culinary aficionado?
No, dude.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He can only eat steak and potatoes. Like, that's the only food groups he knows how to taste.
It's called being American. That's what that is. It's being a patriot.
Steak rare.
Yeah, rare steak.
Yeah, exactly. Rare. You want the steak to move on your plate before you start eating it. Yeah.
That goes for everything. Like, I just undercook everything.
Oh,
and
chicken.
Some of that
chicken is really good when you undercook it.
Yeah, when you get some rare chicken, I love it. Yeah, it's great.
When I get a microscope and I want to see the salmonella swimming around in the goop. And then I know it's like, that's going to be good.
Hey, when we come back from break, we got a question for you, Steve, about the UTEP game. So we got a lot of sports questions.
We got a lot of Cowboy fans who are doing everything they can to, survive at this point.
I'm ready. Are we done with news today?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you got Alberto reading news, because if he can handle news, then he can handle SportsCenter.
You got to give him another shot at SportsCenter?
If he can handle news, I want to see how he does.
Oh, he's been doing great.
Oh, he's been reading the news.
Oh,
here?
Yeah. Just killing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Buzz just lying on air, everything.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Steve's going to talk sports with us coming up in just a moment. More on the way right after this.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
Food only and more. Yours now at KLAQ.com, KissElPaso.com, and 600 ESPNElPaso.com.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Anybody notice where Cappy went?
No, that's what I was looking for in the cameras. I was like, is he in the...
That is a good question.
He's probably in the bathroom.
Hey, we got some neckline calls, though.
Nice.
Sure. I just want to play these until Steve gets back because we have so much sports to talk about.
Sure.
Again, Nico, with my grandfather was a founding member of AAA.
He was not a founding member.
Michelin stars and cooked escargot on his weekends at the Nico Jimmy and family compound in Port Hancock. We're doing gold mine tours for the poor.
This guy,
I come from a normal
this guy
middle class
never misses a trick. Anytime you say anything, and I thought of this guy. I don't know his name, like he doesn't have an on-air name, but he's the guy who calls you out for being an elite.
I come from a normal middle class family. I have no trust fund. I have no safety net. I'm very much on my own.
You had a pony as a child.
No, I'm not on my own. I'm very lucky to have supportive parents and family members that
supportive to this day.
That help me out with lots of things. Yeah,
sure. Okay.
My mom still buys my clothes sometimes.
I know, dude. I try to get you not to share that publicly.
I don't care.
Hey, you guys, I'll try anything. You guys talking about escargot, and you know what? I'll try anything. I had that Sushi Freak sushi, and I think I ordered the rainbow roll, and I think that has octopus or I don't know. There was something on there that was white, like a white meat, and I couldn't recognize it. It wasn't chicken, but when it comes to escargot, it's canned snails. It's canned snails. Like, you can't get fresh snails. Like, you can't get like
you don't want
fresh.
those.
You know what I mean? Like, it's canned food. It's kind of gross. You know, like it's like spam. You know, I won't even.
Wait a minute. Is that the only way you can get escargot? Is out of a can?
Well,
I'm sure that the Ajemian family probably gets it fresh caught and shipped in overnight. Right? Like on a helicopter, like you're the Roy family from Succession.
You're the one with the actual mansion and compound.
Hold on, listen to the caller.
Well, you asked me about the can thing. Yeah, you don't want fresh snails because they have like germs and they can't. I think they could get E. coli or salmonella. I'm not sure which one, but they need to be washed and processed.
How are they different from the snails that come out after it rains in El Paso? Where are all these?
It's those
snails hiding.
It's those
all
snails
the rest of the time. That same kind of snail.
Well, I think they might be bigger.
So you could harvest your own fresh.
No,
escargot?
I don't think so.
I won't even eat spam. Well, every now and then I go back on that, but it's like once a year that I do that. But still, canned snails. Oh,
is this 5 points?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine the farts. Later.
I don't know. Ask Nico. How is it around Christmas time?
Buttery. Very buttery.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
Go Sports Go. Do you just want to start talking about the defeats this weekend, or do you want to hear? Do you want to hear our callers?
Let me bring up this question that cool guy in our app chat has, because I know it will get lost if we start getting into stuff. He says, Cappy, what's going on with Ticketmaster? I went on the site to buy tickets for the UTEP game, but
I'm playing music in the background.
But there were absolutely none to buy. But on TV, the stadium was empty. What's going on?
Wait a minute. He was trying to get football tickets and there were none to buy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a strange
and he
situation.
said he called out Ticketmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you get your tickets for minor games?
No.
Well,
I mean, what's the best way to get them?
It's through Ticketmaster, Alberto. You go on the UTEP website, but they direct you to Ticketmaster. Yeah, of course it's Ticketmaster.
Does that make any sense? Could there have been people trying to buy tickets?
No.
And Ticketmaster?
No, there were 14,000 fans at the game on Saturday. Which
no, there
means
weren't. There were 8,000.
It just means there were 32,000 empty seats. You should have had no problem getting into the game.
Really, you should have been able to walk in like in the second quarter and nobody should have said a goddamn word to you.
They should have thanked you for coming.
Yeah, thanks.
They should have said thank you for being here today.
That
everybody.
entire section over there is completely open.
Yeah.
Over there, if you want to sit with the band.
Yeah, you want to sit anywhere you want? Go ahead. Be our guest. Thanks for coming. And by the way, here's a free popcorn.
I forgot there was a headline in the sports page of the Times today that was quite a funny headline. I chuckled.
And by the way, thank you for buying the print edition of the El Paso Times. You're one of the last people on the planet who are still doing that. We appreciate that.
So Middle Tennessee State 20, UTEP 13. The headline by Brett Bloomquist reads, "Offense is still bad, but Miners united."
You know what that means?
That means
you can't
that
score
they're
points, but they haven't basically given up hope that that they're terrible.
But they're commiserating in
Yes.
their poor record.
Yes, exactly right.
No,
that
offense
is a nice
bad,
way to
but at
spin
least
it.
they're united.
Yeah, exactly. Well, first off, look, I was at that game Saturday. I stayed till the end. And, oh, by the way, you know what the highlight of that game was for me? By far. I had a chance to spend about 5 minutes with Jordan Palmer at halftime.
Oh, good.
Who was in town from the 04 reunion, the 20th reunion. I saw Mike Price.
Famous
with his wife,
Jordan
Joyce.
Palmer, most famous for inventing the Run P app. That you can
But that was the
when to go.
greatest.
Yeah.
Is that still around?
I don't know. Probably.
I mean, it should be. It's a
It's
one
a
of the
good
best.
app.
It is a good app. You know,
It's
next
the
time
app
next
that
time
if you have to go to the
Yes.
bathroom, it's already got the movie loaded up for you. It'll tell you, okay, when this happens, you got 5 minutes before anything else interesting happens. Or if you go to the bathroom, you could look up on the Run P app, what did I miss?
And
in the
he
5
came up
minutes?
with this.
He had something to do with the genesis of it, that's for sure. Right, Cappy?
He helped create it. This was a big thing for him at the time. This was back
Like
about,
he wasn't even in the NFL at that point, was he?
Well, he was between teams because
Yeah.
he was always on the cutting edge of some kind of business innovation when he was not playing quarterback in the NFL. And then he became smart. He said, "You know what? I'm just going to develop quarterbacks." So now Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, these are all his clients that he gets to work with. So he works with the best quarterbacks in college and the pros every single year. Like, it is terrific. So
What does he do to develop them? You mean like?
So what they'll do is he'll break down their tape and study their form and go over different techniques of just throwing the ball, whether it's release, arm, the way your arm should go and all that. And
that's impressive.
Hey, we
he's
need
got some
to
of the
go
best.
to somebody who knows everything about being a winning quarterback. How about the former UTEP guy?
Cowboys, no, man. The only one taking my lantern was me. Taking the score to the very end. To the very end, ¿pa' qué? For what? Nothing. And then Buzz had no faith up in the Cowboys. Gee, wow. I said, come on, Buzz. Come on, trying to give him a boo. Come on, Nico. Nico, give us a boo. We're not having faith. Gee, wow. I don't know. I have faith. I know we can do it with the Cowboys. I know we can do it, man. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. But we can do it. We can do it, man. I still have faith.
That's Cowboys guy there.
Listen,
that's as positive as it's going to get.
I was going to say,
I had a question. We were watching this miserable game where the Cowboys really were within reach, but never did anything that made you think they could get closer. I guess they did at the very end, right? 2027,
kind of.
Was that final?
No, they ended up
we
losing
quit.
27-21.
I mean,
27-21. All right.
Yeah.
Are they going to get just completely written off as a top tier team?
The question was, does Mike McCarthy get fired before the Cowboys' next game?
Apparently, the answer is no. They would have fired. They would have fired him already.
They would have done it already.
The Saints just fired their head coach today. Your team.
Thought the Saints were doing all right, relatively.
They started off 2-0, and after that, it's been all downhill.
Yeah,
all downhill. In fact, I think the Saints have done the impossible. And that is, since their 2-0 start,
Who's
they
their
have
coach?
lost
Is it still,
seven. They've lost 7 in a row.
Is it still Jim Mora?
Oh my God, that's you know what? You
I
wish
know
it was. You wish
Sean
it was.
Payton.
It was. Yeah, you wish it was him too. No, their head coach, who they just fired, was Dennis Allen, who was relieved of his duties today. So, special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi has been named interim head coach.
Got that Riz.
So, listen, when you lose 7 in a row, it's time. And when you've been outgained by the Panthers by 150
Oh my
yards,
God, are they 2-7 now?
They're 2-7.
God.
Yep. So it's bad.
All right.
It is a bad situation. Anyway.
There was a great game on TV. My boss was going crazy looking for the Bears because he's a Bears fan, but then the Vikings were playing the Colts.
I thought first off, I thought he has the package. I thought he bought
He
the
does,
ticket.
but he was at my house and I don't have a package. Shut up, Alberto.
I don't have the package either. Don't worry.
You don't need the package as long as you have Stream East.
Got the bounce. Jefferson went up to get it. Even though he was contacted, he hangs on. And the star player on the field does close the deal for the Vikings. All right, so the Vikings come back and hold on to win 21-13.
Why do you always play the most boring highlights of every game?
It's the end of the game.
Those are the only highlights we get.
It's like they give you the last play, which nobody cared about.
Eagles interception seals win versus Jags.
Lawrence has time, looking for Johnson, and it's picked off! Nakobe Dean!
Eagles secured the 28-23 win over the Jags on that interception late in the fourth quarter.
And that was a terrible pass by Trevor Lawrence, who was driving. It looked like they were going to possibly take the lead near the end of the game. And when you throw a pass like that in the end zone for your running back, who is not Aaron Jones, meaning that you're not just going to expect an acrobatic catch, and you throw it behind him, it was bad. That was a bad play, and unfortunately, that's why the Jags are the Jags and the Eagles are the Eagles. But Jaden Daniels and the Commanders keep winning, Buzz. That's the story of the day to me. Do you know that the Washington Commanders are 7-2?
Yeah, no.
Can you believe that?
I was flabbergasted when I realized they were having that good a season.
Yep, and the Cowboys are 3-5, by the way. For those of you wondering, 3-5. It has not been good.
The Chiefs are 7-2?
No, the Chiefs
they're
are undefeated.
undefeated.
Those are the Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders.
Like the Commander in Chiefs? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, and
Yes.
you know what? I just got... What were they before? The Redskins. Okay.
Oh, come on, dude.
I'm sorry?
That's not like a full-on race.
Is it really red? I guess so, yeah.
I don't know. If you called, hey,
white skin.
Hey, black skin, come over.
Right.
I mean, what do you think?
Sure.
The New York Yankees play-by-play announcer was calling Cleveland the Indians during the playoffs. He could not get in his mind that they were the Guardians.
The Guardians.
He just kept calling them the Indians, and then he had to apologize to everybody and say, "Look, I'm sorry. I've been doing this for 1,000 years." They're the
I watched
Indians."
Major League 1 and 2 a bunch of times, so they're always going to be the Indians to me.
That's right.
Hey, I got an update for everybody. So on Ticketmaster for the UTEP Miners games, according to Miner Maniac, they say that if you go to the regular Ticketmaster website first, they will not show up. None of the tickets will show up for the UTEP games. You have to go to the UTEP website and be redirected to Ticketmaster.
What?
Yes.
That's difficult.
What kind of sense does that make?
It's just a weird. I mean, again,
It sounded like the caller wanted to go to the game and they didn't have tickets, so he didn't go to the game.
well, you want to just go to so when you go to utepminers.com or the UTEP app, there is a section that says tickets.
Right.
When you click that, it'll redirect you.
But you couldn't just go to the Ticketmaster website and look up the games.
Well, it's like you can't go anymore to the UTEP Ticket Center and buy athletics tickets. You have to go
through their website.
Well, no, at the university in the Brumbelow building, there is now the Eisenberg Family Ticket Center specifically for athletics. So if you try to go into the main ticket office, they're going to direct you across the street to the Brumbelow building to buy tickets.
That's too much of a hassle for a one-win team.
Hey, Buzz, I'll make you an offer. I'll play pickleball against you if you put up a court at your house. You know, I walk with a cane now, so I'm sure you can destroy me in the sport.
Yeah, this is Tracy who walks with a cane. So I'm getting offers from guys who walk with canes to play pickleball.
Your motivation, then I guarantee you'll beat me bloody every time we play. So in case you build that court, let me know, and I'll be over there right away.
Did he say if I build a court? My brother, did I tell you? My
did?
brother built this amazing pickleball court, lighted.
Why don't you call your brother and have him give you the same person that built his and built yours? That'd be a great way to do it. Where would you build it? Would you build it over the pool and just get rid of the pool completely?
Sure. I'd just fill the pool with cement.
Fill the pool with cement and then put the pickleball center there, and then you're all set. Do you ever use your pool?
Yeah, all the time. I used it as recently as Wednesday of last week.
Oh, really?
Got in, no heat, nothing.
Oh, you're like...
I did a polar plunge.
The Polar Bear Club. That's what you're doing. All right, well, good for you.
We got to take a break, but Jason Kelsey was at the Penn State-Ohio State game on Saturday, and some guy was calling his brother a slur, like a gay slur, and Jason grabbed the dude, who I think was a student, grabbed his phone and smashed it on the ground.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, when you can make out whatever you can make out, the guy was calling Travis the F word slur for gay. He was using that because he dates Taylor Swift, which I don't get that at all. Hey, your brother's a homophobic slur because of this woman he's dating.
Kelsey. Hey, Kelsey.
How do you feel your brother's a
Kelsey, can I get a fist bump? Kelsey, can I get a fist bump?
All right. What you're hearing there is Jason going over, grabbing the guy's phone, and just smashing it on the ground.
But that wasn't the guy that wanted the fist bump. That was a different guy.
I think that might have been a different guy.
Yeah, it went from wanting a fist bump. It was, the other guy got his phone.
Those slurs at the end, that was Jason using the same slur that the student had used about Travis. Why would people do that? I'm going to go to a game if I see a famous person.
I don't know.
I'm going to just be a jerk with him.
Yeah.
Well, why do people do that?
It makes no sense. None whatsoever. Things just happen. Let me say this real quick. Going to be at the Ale House tonight.
Yeah. Monday Night Football, good one.
Yeah, it is going to be a good one.
Undefeated.
Kansas City. Going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 4-4 this season.
4-4, better than the Cowboys.
They are by far the better. And Baker Mayfield, you never know what's going to happen with Baker. This could be the night.
He's
where
had
the Chiefs
some
lose their first games.
really exciting performances that seem sometimes to almost come out of nowhere.
That's true. Also, today, doubleheader of UTEP basketball. That's right, Buzz. Basketball season
Veteran
starts.
team. All right, so the Miners have a veteran team. I read that in the paper today.
They do.
And they have their eyes set on the CUSA championship.
They do. That's right.
That's what the story said.
Right.
In the Times.
The UTEP women are going to be playing at 11 o'clock this morning. So in an hour and a half, they've got an early lunchtime game against Charlton State. And then the men will get a chance to go up and play in their first game tonight against Sol Ross State. So Sol Ross State, 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have it for
Wait a
you
minute.
on
We were
600
talking
ESPN
about
also.
we were talking about a doubleheader of men's and women's basketball.
Yes, but it's not really a double. Well, it is a doubleheader. I mean, they're both playing on the same day, except the women play at 11 and the men play at 7. It's not like the women are playing at 4 and the men are playing at 7.
But they're playing at the Don.
Yes.
Okay, Sol Ross is coming here.
Sol Ross is coming here, and then for the women, Tarleton State is here, and they'll play against Keitha and the Miners at 11 o'clock. So you can watch women's basketball at 11. You can watch the men tonight at 7, both at the Don Haskins Center, and we'll have our coverage on 600 ESPN.
All right,
So.
and don't forget to show up over on the east side for some Monday Night Football.
Going to be a lot of fun, giving away a lot of great prizes, and you know what? The Ale House is great, all new menu. Hope to see everybody out there tonight. I'll be there, and then as soon as we get done with our halftime giveaways, I'm heading over to the Haskins Center to watch the second half of the UTEP game.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Cappy. Take a break. We'll come back. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show's on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Led Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
730-28. Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become a salad? Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let us be your soundtrack to fall while you're cruising around in your turtleneck with your pumpkin spice looking for a spirit Halloween and putting up Christmas decorations.
You can take us anywhere.
Did you hear? Summer's already over. Welcome to fall from the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
I'm sorry if it seemed like there was some dead air there. I was explaining to Nico something very important.
Yeah, super important.
Who Minnie Riperton was and what her most famous song was.
And who her daughter is.
Her daughter is Maya Rudolph, who plays
Yes.
Kamala Harris on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
You know who Maya Rudolph is?
Yes.
Yeah, I love her.
I cannot believe
fact,
this.
that song that was her big hit.
Loving you
is easy because
you're beautiful.
How do you know? How do you possibly know that song?
Zeitgeist, common knowledge, whatever you want to say.
You. But you didn't know who did it, right?
No, I had because I asked Buzz who Minnie Riperton was, because I'm looking up the whistle register and what are the singers that can sing in like really high registers.
Oh my gosh, listen to the end, because I was telling him, so Maya Rudolph at the age of 2 or 3 was there that day in the recording studio, not in the studio, but across. So when Minnie Riperton is at the end of the show, she's kind of, just kind of scatting almost. Yeah. But here what a beautiful song. It's my favorite song with bird sound effects in the background.
In the springtime, 'cause loving you has made my life so beautiful.
Yeah, she has a nice voice. You know what's so sad?
31 years old.
She died from cancer, breast cancer at 31 years old.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph lost her mother. But let me get it back here to the end, see if I can get it to the part where you can hear it. As she's doing these, running some scales, she was a great vocalist. She starts using the word Maya, meaning Maya Rudolph. Maya, Maya, Maya. And you could hear it because her daughter was sitting there across the glass as she was recording this song.
La, la, la. Doom, 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 doom. Be-doom, be-doom, be-doom. Maya, Maya.
No.
Maya, 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 Maya. La, 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 la.
You seem to really enjoy when you find out some little musical tidbit of trivia.
I love trivia to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you could hear
it's
it.
Amazing.
Maya, Maya, Maya. That's Maya Rudolph, who is currently playing Kamala
Buzz
Harris
is saying
on
that because
Saturday
my
Night
mouth
Live.
was agape or agog.
And you said, oh my God, in the middle of it. I was like, what happened?
Well, did you not hear it?
I did. I was like, oh.
Okay, let's segue right into this then. Here is the real Kamala Harris showed up on SNL. Maya Rudolph is playing her. She sits down in front of a mirror to have a conversation with herself, but it's the real Kamala.
It's the real one.
Yeah.
It is nice to see you, Kamala. It is nice to see you, Kamala. And I'm just here to remind you, you got this. Because you can do something your opponent cannot do. You can open doors. I see what you did there, like to a garbage truck, right?
Oh, that's funny. They were both doing the laugh.
I like how you can't tell whose laugh was what. I'm not sure this is a good sign or not, but if you watched Veep from HBO with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, there is an episode where she goes on SNL and the other character plays her. And
man, which is funny because Julia Louis-Dreyfus used to be on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
And how did they play her? Like funny, or was it an actual
it was
cast
kind
member?
of just like this segment where they got both of them together to mirror each other.
Yeah, that's they've done that plenty of times.
It's probably a trope.
Yeah. Here is a joke during Weekend Update.
Speakers hurled insults at minority groups, used Nazi rhetoric, and suggested that Democrats should be slaughtered. But this lady's got a weird laugh, so I still can't decide.
Right. Who could be undecided at this point? If you're in the camp of, I just don't know.
They're just so similar.
They're just so
That was a thing I used to hear a lot, is like, I don't vote because they're all the same. The Republicans and the Democrats, there's no difference. And I think there was some truth to that. Not now, but I think there was some truth to that.
Well, because before when politics was working a little bit better, both sides had to compromise on a lot of things. So
also, even presidents who were bad dudes like Nixon would not say the kind of stuff that's been said in recent weeks, the last 10 years, but he would not say those kind of things publicly. He might say them behind closed doors in a meeting, but he wouldn't talk about people, not even Nixon.
And a lot of people might be like, well, what's the difference? What's the difference if he says it publicly or privately? Somebody with the cojones to say those publicly.
I don't consider it cojones. Cojones is like...
I think it's a lack of shame. It's a
lack of taking any kind of responsibility for anything you say. So what difference does it make?
Right.
If you say that migrants are eating cats and dogs and it turns out not to be true, there's no consequences for
there are, because some of them got like harassed and profiled. Right.
And bomb threats were called into the local school and stuff.
But there was no...
But for him, there's no consequence. I don't know that he's ever suffered a consequence in his life. Not really. Even the things he's been convicted of, he hasn't. He got booked into jail. It took the better part of a couple of hours.
Right.
But that's not a real consequence. I want to read this headline to you because it is hard for me to believe this. And you tell me if, in your experience, this could be true. Okay, we're going to talk about Gen Zers. That's the generation after you.
Mm-hmm.
A quarter...
Alberto is Gen Z.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's close.
Barely.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. A quarter of Gen Zers take their parents with them to job interviews.
What?
Now, that sounds shocking and hard to believe. Is there any way that this could be true, that out of all Gen Zers, a quarter of them take their parents to a job interview? So I want to ask you, Nico, have you ever taken a parent to a job interview? Tell the truth.
I'm offended that you would even ask me. Why would you ask me like that?
I just want to get your reaction.
No, you don't. You're specifically trying to make it sound like I would have.
Did you?
Are you suggesting I did?
No. I'm just asking.
No, of course I didn't.
You've never taken a parent to...
Why would you not believe my first response?
Because it took you so long to get it out.
No, because I'm trying to puzzle out what you're doing here.
Okay, a poll earlier this year found 20% of employers report that they have seen a Gen Zer bring one of their parents along for the job interview.
That's ridiculous.
That's unprofessional, right?
Yeah, I'm not giving you a job if it's in my hands.
If you show up with your mommy or daddy trying to get a job.
What year were you born in, Alberto?
98.
Yeah, so
the good year.
I don't think it. So Gen Z is anybody?
That was the Lewinsky year, I think.
Was it really?
It was something like that. Close.
97 to 2012 is Gen Z.
I refuse.
When?
Gen Z. 97 to 2012.
I identify as a millennial, so.
Sorry, that is not the way it shakes out for you.
Yeah.
You're Gen Z, dude. Solidly Gen Z. It's not even on the cusp. Another survey drilled down, and it looks like the answer is, some Gen Zers are having parents go to job interviews with them. A quarter of Gen Zers said that they brought a parent to an interview in the last year alone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They also described what the parents were actually doing there.
Although
37% said their parent accompanied them to the office because it didn't necessarily go, but they didn't necessarily go in the room.
They're just there for moral support.
Still.
Or maybe they don't drive.
Yeah, I guess it's possible if you're 22 or 3. Maybe you don't drive. 26% said that their parent physically sat in on the interview.
You see, no, that's an automatic get out of here.
All right, so
both of you.
So the parent of a Gen Z might be a Gen X, like in my age category. What's wrong with that generation that they think it's appropriate to go into their kid's job interview?
I've heard.
That's my generation.
I've heard this from teachers a lot, and we've heard this from teachers a lot, that parents are much more controlling of their kids' lives. They want to be, if their kid gets a bad grade, they're going to go argue with a teacher for their kid's bad grade.
So that's my generation. What happened to my generation where they're going to go and be, it sounds a little overbearing, to tell you the truth. 18% said that the parent introduced themselves to the manager, whoever was doing the hiring.
You know what? You're actually putting this in perspective to me. At some open mics over the past couple of years, I've noticed parents coming to some of the open
Okay,
mics.
that's not the same as an interview.
No,
that
it's
might
not.
be something. Hey, you want somebody there that you know is going to lend moral support.
It might be the same. I wouldn't want my parents to see me bomb at an open mic, though.
But they did, because that was one of the first things they told me is they went to go see you when
that was
you
a
first
professional
started.
show that was booked on.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't an open mic.
I'm glad my parents can't listen or don't listen to me bomb on here. So, if it makes you feel any better.
7% of the parents answered questions for the child.
Okay.
You see, no, this is it. This is enough. Get out of here.
The poll found 1 in 8 Gen Zers have also had a parent write their resume for them from scratch.
Nope.
Not a great look. And I'll say this not only to the Gen Z, but whatever generation your parents are, not a great look for your kid that they got to bring mom and dad unless the interview is to be a paper boy.
What do you think about the moms? I don't care what you think. This is my child. I'm going to go with my child to support that. I'm going to do whatever I want.
You're not.
You're not getting them.
You're not helping them. You only think you're helping them. All right, we got to take a break. We want to make sure we wrap things up in plenty of time, but we do have some last-minute voting tips from all of the candidates.
And now, an Election Day voting tip from Donald Trump.
Well, tomorrow's the day. It's the big, beautiful day when you vote for me as your next president. So my advice to you is to fill in the big, beautiful circle next to my name on your ballot. Put it in the big, beautiful envelope, which is bigger than Kamala's envelope, by the way. Go to the big, beautiful ballot box and drop your vote in the big, beautiful slot. Then get ready for my big, beautiful win as president and watch in awe as the big, beautiful crowd cheers for me during my big, beautiful victory speech. A big, beautiful victory speech, and Mexico's gonna pay for it. Have fun out there.
This has been an Election Day voting tip from Donald Trump.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
3028. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, just have a few minutes here. We're going to wrap things up. Joanna will return tomorrow.
Woo!
Woo! You said you had a question for me?
Me?
I thought you would.
Yeah.
Were just telling me that.
Hey, what time did you go to bed growing up?
I remember there was a period when my mom decided that our bedtime was 8:30.
You and your brother?
We did that for a few years. 8:30.
And
like when we were pretty little.
Would you? Oh, pretty little. Okay, not like teenagers.
No, I think we didn't have to go to bed at 8:30 beyond about 7th or 8th grade. You know,
that's kind of
one of the
still.
things about growing up.
Yeah, you get a later bedtime, I guess.
Of course, when it was time for us to go to bed, there was really only one thing to do, and that was to read. You know, comic books.
You couldn't stay up watching TV or anything.
You couldn't stay up scanning your social media because none of that existed.
Or doom scrolling, right.
Right. I didn't have a TV in my room. If I was in bed, I was doing one of two things, and one of them was reading.
And the other needed one hand. Well, a pediatrician is now saying that teenagers should get ready for bed at 7:30 p.m. Now, I know
7:30?
Yes.
Like, what age?
Well, this
That seems
pediatrician
like
says that they do it.
bedtime to me.
True.
Right?
That is a little early.
But this Dr. Rosem, a popular pediatrician on TikTok, says that he puts his kids to bed very, very early, even his 15-year-olds.
No, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's when I
guess
started getting the freedom.
Well, he says that
You're going to have to hire him a date for the prom now.
this most often allows us to get the little ones to sleep around 7:30, and the bigger kids get ready to go to sleep somewhere around 8:30.
God, I can just remember sleeping if I didn't have to get up, say it was a snow day or anything else, just sleeping through most of the day. There's something about being a kid that really takes it out of you.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but there was that whole period where I would just sleep till 4 in the afternoon.
Well, maybe one of the reasons is, as the doctor points out, teenagers need 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night.
Oh, my goodness. That's a lot.
With elementary and middle schoolers needing 11 to 12. It's not just a lot. He's saying it's necessary for them to function right.
That's like a sloth schedule. You're sleeping half of the day away, 12 out of 24 hours.
Well, if your kids are cranky, moody, tired during the day, a lot of those symptoms could
called
be
kids.
Or bad sleeping habits.
Hey, we have another voting tip. This one just came in.
Really?
Hot tip for you.
Now, an Election Day tip from Kamala Harris. I think she's saying to go out and vote. She's saying voting is important. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about the border. Are you talking about the border, Kamala? Yeah, I don't. Kamala, we agreed that you'd say a few words about voting. This has been an Election Day tip from Kamala Harris, kinda.
Speakers hurled insults at minority groups, used Nazi rhetoric, and suggested that Democrats should be slaughtered. But this lady's got a weird laugh, so I still can't decide.
Right. So I had to look up this story to find out if it was true. The NBC aired a message from Donald Trump during NASCAR after receiving a complaint about having Kamala Harris on doing a cameo on Saturday Night Live.
Well, isn't there something like the fair or equal time doctrine?
Look how much they look alike.
I couldn't tell
Kamala
who was
Harris,
who for 1 second.
Right, and Maya Rudolph.
Isn't there like an equal time or fair time doctrine, I guess, for the FCC? It's the same reason because these are public.
In 2016, leading up to, or 2015, whichever. 16. Leading up to the 2016 election, Donald Trump hosted an entire episode of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I think it was just very, very distasteful. And I think a lot of the players, cast members, were very uncomfortable doing that with Donald Trump, given his rhetoric leading up to the 2016 election.
Right.
NBC aired a message from former President Trump during Sunday's broadcast of a NASCAR race after FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr criticized Vice President Kamala Harris's appearance on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, but Donald Trump gets like free publicity every time there's an MMA or a wrestling event, and Kamala doesn't go to any of those.
Right.
Wouldn't that be turnabout? It's like, yeah, Donald Trump was on TV for a solid 12 minutes during that MMA fight. So next MMA fight, you got to give, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he'd be welcome there. He absolutely despises everybody that works there, actors, writers, everything.
Yeah.
The FCC commissioner, who sounds like a real piece of work, accused NBC of trying to evade an FCC rule requiring broadcasters to give rival candidates equal airtime if they want it.
If they want it.
Yeah.
Which is the same reason we offer equal time to the candidates, local candidates here in town. Actually, somebody had a statement about you saying who you voted for, saying, no, it would not be appropriate for Buzz to say who he voted for. It would feel like his choice is the person the station is supporting.
Well, I haven't done it.
Right.
But I think of it more of like the editorial board of a newspaper.
Are you the editorial section of the station?
I am the beginning, middle, and end of the editorial department at KLAQ. That's right. One more voting tip, and then we got to wrap things up, dude.
I have a show tonight.
Okay, tell us about it.
I'll be at High Times Bar and Grill tonight at 10 p.m.
High Times?
High Times Bar and Grill.
Where it at?
9477 Dyer Street.
Oh.
Starts at 10 p.m. I will be doing a great stand-up set, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Just you or other comics?
No, awesome. Jenny G, Bellagio Benny, and Jeremy Stretch will be on the show as well.
All right. So that is High Times.
High Times Bar and Grill tonight, 10 p.m.
All right. Very good.
And now, an Election Day voting tip from Elon Musk.
Yes, hello. It is Elon Musk. And tomorrow is Election Day. And I've made voting easier than ever. Yes. All Teslas and Cybertrucks now come complete with voting booths in the back seat. Simply park your Tesla at a charging station, get in the back seat, and cast your vote for your preferred candidate, which had better be Trump. Otherwise, I will remotely activate the ejector seat on your vehicle, and you will fly right into space. You don't want that, do you? No, you don't. No. So have fun voting out there. Vote many many times. And each time you vote, I'll Venmo you $1 million. Nice, huh? Yes.
This has been an Election Day voting tip from Elon Musk.
Show is done.
Are we done here?
We are done here.
I'd like to discuss this further, but I gotta go.
It's been real, and it's been fun, and it's been real fun.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m.